eventually they kind of all peaked together. There was a bit of a moment where they offered up individual duels towards Banana and CT, but Cold Zero wins the 1v1, gets that bomb defused. Mid-smoke coming through straight away from the CT side from Cold Zero. Furia, though. Oh, man. They've got to be able to get a rifle round, and another quick rush towards Banana.
Sprays on the M4s, damage being done so significantly. That nade's actually get a good kill in for Karrigan. He does find Art, and Rain gets Yuri. Such chaos in Banana every single time, but FaZe find a way to come out on top of it. T-side players making their way forward to the smokes. The AK of Vinny will lead the charge. Junior making his way up with the AWP. Does get his first kill of the game. Cold Zero falling. Rain still gets his pick back burst and a second taps up the head. Evades the AWP. Junior gonna face a close range. Rain on for the quadra. Eventually gets dealt with by the big green diamond. Junior now got to deal with Brokey next to the P250. Doesn't even need the main rifle. FaZe difference is that he's got teammates that are also having moments. Rain's top fragging. Twists and Cold Zero still having moments. And it sets them back quite a margin here. There's a buy involved, but 10-2 is the scoreline. FaZe feeling like they're making up the distance compared to because they've lost so many against OG earlier yesterday. Very similar state when they were on the back foot, and now Fury are the ones suffering.
Yeah, payback time. I'll take it any day in server. I'd love to see a team just brawl it out, and that's what FaZe are doing. They're constantly taking banana control. They're putting so much pressure in. They're getting aggressive, and they're just hitting like nut shots at the moment. Furia, very similar to how things were on Nuke when it comes to the individual rounds. Nade stack up towards banana. Look at the damage. Oh, it's going to burn to the molly, and K Serrato's down low.
The further nades following up, doing damage to Junior and K Serrato. Tagged all the way to 23. Brokey wrapping over with the AWP. Looking on to the brackets position, expecting there to be some sort of T-side presence. There is, but Vinny's backed up. K Serrato making noise out here to banana. They're slowly pressing on the default to the 2-2 split.
Oh, this read. Like, they're going to gamble stack up the B side. They bring the AWP on rotation. And for Furia, they're kind of split at the moment. They've got the bomb with a teammate out from the apartments towards the A side. Brokey looking to try and take a face in towards CT. Does get punished by Junior. Back to a 4v4 now.
He's burning. Amidst of that flashbang, the fire gives away the information, knowing that there's a player out there. He doesn't die just yet. Vinny. Cold Zero. Round this corner for a fight. Who's going to win it? Cold. Better be ready. Flash forward. He's blind. Transfer that spray to K Serrato. Not as successful. The bullet can't quite land. Now Twist has got a little bit of pressure against him. Backup's on the way. He's on top of the back box. Fury moving in. Not checked. Headshot. Easy. K Serrato up on the stack. Felt with by Rain. Junior 1 versus 3 with his AWP. He's not been good enough to make this work at all. 11 to the border phase. It continues to get better and better for this CT squad.
That just looks so juicy. Even in that position where they get the opening fight, like great nades down towards banana, maybe a little bit more of an aggressive repeat from Brokey up towards CT, and it's into a 4v4, and they go, yeah, no worries. We see a flash over the top from Twist. Cold Zero peeks with it out from mid, spots that bomb, gets that one-on-one trade, and then Twist just lines himself up on the side. Couple of great taps. Rain comes in at the perfect time on rotation out from Library. 11-2 up for FaZe Clan. What can these guys do against Furia even further? Well, at least going into round 14, it looks better from the offset.
It's a good start for Art. Incendiary is on, trying to see if they can do some more damage, and Art will burn a 44 with the nades on K Serrato. Again, the utility placement from FaZe is so good here. Smokes to suppress, Molotovs won't land on the CT forces. Fury definitively pressing into the A play here.
Cold Zero's picked up that AWP, looking to continue doing damage, and even a crossfire being set on the A side. Fury are looking to maybe back off, spam through that smoke, and actually Cold Zero at the edge of it.
4v3 for Fury, again maintaining their man advantage. Carrigan playing contact on the B site. His 2 teammates here on A. Got to try and stop any sort of wraparound backstabs into the B site, so they'll have Rain placed on the arches. Actually pushing forward of it, baits in the AWP, good information gathering. And it forces Carrigan to move forward as Fury are forced to make the execution happen here. 36 seconds. Time is running so short, and Twists could still be the denial player here. M4 of Rain on site. Scene spray through, catches that frag. Twists can strike alongside Rain with his double up. Tech9 and Yuri, all that remains, gets that first frag. Not getting that second. Rain with 3 kills. A well-placed round from him. Yes, damage done by Furia, but not something they can win.
And this might be like the best half from Rain we have seen in months. Like, this is such an incredible performance from him. 22 kills and 8 deaths. He's just having a moment. He's having a really decent game. And for Furia, they did a lot right in that position. They were able to open up brackets. They spammed through the long cubby corner, deal with Cold Zero. They've got themselves a 4v3, and they still can't get the trades out towards the A side between Twist and Rain.
Nades doing minimal damage this time for the CT side. Doesn't matter, Carrigan gets that first pick. Is traded back by Art through the smoke. So it's a one-for-one trade as the bomb gets picked up and rotated back into brackets. Twist is still here alongside Brokey, the AWP and the M4. The crossfire at the ready. Swing of the AK, seeing the tap through. The M4 still back at quad. Seeing players coming out. The distraction still allows Yuri to get the pick somehow. 3 on 4. Molotov evaded by the smoke. Furia do have access to the A site. They can get the bomb down from here.
Smoke off Moto and just try and play out the post plant, which feels like it's been forever since they've actually been in a position like this. For FaZe, you've got to wonder, do they really try and have a decent attempt of being able to make this round successful? Rain's got to be the guy to find the impact and catch off the player in Boiler.
Retake on Rain. Moving closer, Brokey and Cold Zero trying to find their way in. Rain gets the AWP to fall. Junior not scoped in at the boiler position. The flashbangs and Incendiary's going over. Vinny should get forced back deeper into the site. Headshot angle logged. There's Rain with his kill. Got to get a kill at mini pit. Got to stick the bomb at this stage. Art still gets the closest player to it though, and that should be enough. Brokey can find his frag, but he won't find the round as Yuri will secure a Well, if FaZe look good at the first half of their first map, they look even more better here on the first half of the second map. 12-3 on their CT side, and now going into the T half where Furia are now going to have to put in something special. The Rebring has come back. Already Rain into the pistol with twists. They do drop the bomb. K-Serato holding some semblance of a trade, but it swings back so quick. K-Serato makes it 2 frags, but only 2 frags. Yuri catching Brokey off guard. They've just got to get that bomb to the site now. It can rotate towards the B players. coldzera holds for the lurk, tries to deal with that last man. FaZe in a 1 versus 2 is still winnable, but difficult here.
Yeah, coldzera's got to kind of help out his teammate pretty much now because Rain is very low. He's getting that bomb out towards the B side, and coldzera is still lurking here in brackets. He's got to be able to get there in time, and there's the backstab coming in. Yuri's got a kit, but he doesn't have a smoke for the bomb.
Moving closer, Rain. Got to check the right place at the right time, not into the back corner. Has been seen, that's the tap. Now coldzera. Now needs to focus onto the bomb at plant position. Is he being communicated? Is he aware? It's on that fountain position, relatively open. Sees nothing. Here's footsteps. Yuri got to tap the bomb, stick the whole thing, and coldzera wins the fight as he gets too aggressive and falls apart. 13-3 pistol for FaZe.
Oh, you saw that Furia were trying to make an aggressive stance. They tried push down mid and from second, just trying to hope that they could take the fight. And for K-Serato, he's getting some decent trades, but they still end up going in favor of FaZe Clan. They get the bomb out towards the B side, and once the first player, Rain, falls in towards construction, he kind of just thinks that he's towards New Box or the back of Dark, and unfortunately, coldzera is playing out from Banana. 13-3, Force Buy has to come through from Furia.
I have to get these Deagles and CZs to work. Scout a Junior as well if necessary. Ideally, they want to use that as well, but just no matter what it is, they just need to get a round. They just need to get some kind of round. Because FaZe are knocking on the door of match point and the win. Smokes back, Deagle shot, not connecting, Art's tagged first.
And all the best of CT smokes actually from the T side, and Vinny's actually taken the approach like he wants to get quite aggressive with this Deagle, fall back towards the site, hold on to the man advantage.
Smoke's a bit awkward, there's a big gap on the right-hand side of it. Could allow a chance for Fury to actually maintain advantage, but they're not going to force forwards. FaZe actually backing off instead. Time is ticking. If they're going to go for a rotation, they're going to have to go for it now.
Another re-smoke towards a banana position, this time a lot better from Furia. And you've got to wonder if the rotate comes through from the T's, and it does. They now start to regroup. Now they've got 2 smokes. They can get one out towards Moto, another one up towards the site. And for Furia, they've got a stack coming through towards this crossfire at the A side. Under 30 seconds left on the clock. FaZe are going to have to act.
Rain wrapping in, AK inbound spray, plus the smoke does not catch anything into the pit control. Yuri's going to tap K-Serato with a CZ, gets that first and that second. The spray transfer, the AK almost turns up against Brokey, but he has maintained a man advantage. A 3-on-2 for Furia.
Very good position here from Furia to clutch out this retake, but they've got to be able to get here in time and peek on each other's contact. Brokey playing out towards a pit position, and coldzera in the site re-smoking, or at least flashing out towards Moto.
AK watching from the entrance over at Library. Brokey tapping, not getting his frag. coldzera waiting back in pit to be the insurance policy, and now the insurance policy is going to have to be utilized. Sees that first, spray through the boxes, can't get the second. Junior's on the bomb, spray through, trying to catch that player, tap on it. I don't even think he's got time, it's forced off anyway. coldzera's won the round, he will go down, but it's 14 for FaZe Clan. 11 in the lead above Furia.
All they needed was a kit. They have that kit. That round is over. They can stick that plant. It gets so close to the wall bang and then just takes the fight out towards Moto. Junior gets off of the bomb. And do they force again? I guess they kind of have to. It's like, do you want to be playing OT? Probably not. Damn, they actually might be playing for OT. Oh, my goodness. That's like 5-15 down.
12 map and match points for FaZe. Like, that's a stupid comeback. Furia better be, like, channeling the power of God Almighty himself. Like, they want to bring that together. See the case in point. Carrigan transferring his flick of the 180 straight to Yuri's head. UMP just getting things kicked off on the right foot. Easy kill should come in for the SMGs. Deagle of Art, not dead, but forced back.
Re-smoke up towards the long. We'll just try and slow this play down towards the brackets position, and a complete gamble stack coming out for Furia. They're leaving the B site entirely, and for Rain, all it's going to take for him is a little bit of info gathering out towards B, and he's going to realize the site's completely open.
Smokes back, Carrigan moving on with the UMP. Again, continuing to bait in positions, jumping around the corners, getting the frags. Will finally fall to K-Serato, but an SMG lost and the B-side defenders and rotators cleared up. All after Junior and Vinny. Last two players to hold a candle of semblance in this round, and as Junior falls, Vinny's got no chance. He knows it. The best he can get out of this round is a UMP, and that's just nothing by comparison.
I wonder if FaZe anticipated a buy to come through in that sort of state, that another force buy would be on the table. Anyway, they do split their way in from CT and towards the B site, deal with the eco easily. AWP upgrade coming through from Junior. M4's pretty much out for everyone. Might see an AUG for Vinny. No, it will be another M4. No kit in play, though, for the CT side, and for FaZe Clan, they are one round away from taking the series 2-0 and eliminating Furia from the closed qualifiers.
And Furia just capitulating off the edge of a cliff. They've gone so far down the deep end compared to that first map where they held confidence and even some great moments against FaZe of a 16-3. You can see actually the first couple of kills coming in for the CT forces, but Twist and Brokey return immediately, all left to K-Serato. If he falls on this A site, it's probably round over and match done. Sees the player up in the apartments, fights and wins it, but Twist trades it back 2v2 for the retake.
Art coming in quite quickly from this short position. AWP is looking out towards that angle, but didn't see him cut over towards that left-hand side, so Twist could be overwhelmed. There's the spam coming through, and now it comes down to Brokey in the clutch. 1v2 been seen from Art. Needs to be able to get out of that pit position. Flashes coming in, smoke as well, and Furia, they don't have a kit. Someone's going to have to really get onto this bomb, and Art's going to have to defend from the position and catch off Brokey out from the pit. A fourth round being picked up from Furia. A saving grace for them.
Indeed seems to be the case. A fourth to the CT board. One of many, many rounds they need to bring this back. Again, 12 match points involved. And that is now down to an 11 deficit phase. Still back on the buy, of course, as you would expect, the bomb plant bonus with the money that they had saved from previous. Tech 9 for Carrigan, though, so not the most ideal buying. Still, the AKs are in for the four other players, so we're good here for FaZe. Furia, slightly better setup, but if they lose anything to this T side, then it's going to spell trouble ahead.
Nice nades out towards a banana position. Another one coming in. Rain down to 21 points of health. Furia might want to even try and take the pressure to them around the broken wall and just try and see if they can spam in. Another incendiary lined up from Art. Him and Vinny trying to put a fair bit of a crossfire up towards Banana, and even K-Serato's coming in for a third player.
Molotovs have driven FaZe away for the moment. Back into the mid control for FaZe. Tech 9 still gonna force forward on Rain. Passing that AK over to Carrigan instead. Into the apartments they'll go. So quiet still here for FaZe.
It looks to be an apps pop to come through from the T side. Just fly out from the apartments with the bomb.
Tech 9 dealt with K-Serato, baited the information given away. Flashback to try to get him out of dodge. Carrigan still holds his position. No smoke to get up for position, and Swiss and Carrigan actually get those two couple of frags. Swing back at Carrigan Jr. can find him. His 5th kill in this game. Needs to get himself 3 more ideally. Stop FaZe from getting anything more out of this. The bomb plant will at least be found.
Not the best of motor smokes. That allows Junior to keep a bit of a tight angle in case any of those T-side players try and get out towards pit, but it doesn't seem like anyone from FaZe is going to give him that chance.
Art wins the fight on Cold Zero. AK giving up the ghost now. Twist and Brokey got 3 positions to keep their eyes on. Art swings and hits, and Brokey, all that remains here on site. Turn away from the AWP, gets the first kill, not the second. Junior secures it at point blank range. And a 5th for Furia, staying alive once again.
a position where the buy isn't really here from FaZe. They're going to be on an eco, really, knowing they're on 2,400 loss bonus, even with that bomb plan in from the last, doesn't really give them the funds to go for it. And for Furia, that was a nice retake in from Art. A couple of really important kills coming in from the apartments on that backstab. And you've got to wonder, Jay, like at what point do FaZe just get that one round? How many rounds are they really going to get up to Furia? Because if it was like 13-5, you can give them the light of day for a bit of a comeback. But when you're up against map point and match point, it's so difficult. You can't make a single mistake because as soon as you do, the game is over.
That's the problem with this situation. Even though the comeback is on, even though they've not conceded that 16th just yet, they still got to get themselves 10 more in a row. And that one missed kill, that one missed shot, that one wasted opportunity would be enough for FaZe Clan just to, again, just slump past the finish line. Win this map in this series. First kill has gone the way of Junior at the very least, down that mid position. Carrigan found. 60 seconds left for FaZe as they're looking to try and get the responses in. They have forced Junior to passive positions.
And they're just waiting for a couple of mistakes to come through from the City side. These Deagles looking to try and see if they can find a bit of an individual one-on-one duel, but it's not really happening. More util being used out towards this long position. A Junior could just line them up.
Swing out. Seeing nothing. Twists. Seeing nothing as well. Coldzera tapping. And this Deagle looks to the bomb site. Can catch the AWP? And indeed he does. Grab that weapon and start using it to their favor. 20 seconds to get that bomb down. Serato on site. Got one player at pit. That's Yuri. M4 drops that bomb. Swing back and twist. Still can't find the trades in the M4. A1S can also strike back. Get those 2 kills. Moving cold in 8 seconds to clutch it. Not going to happen.
A decent round. Looked like for a moment they could have been able to follow up with a bit of damage after they deal with Junior out from Library, but doesn't really happen. They just run into the meat grinder of the crossfire from Furia. 6 rounds now up for the CT side, and you got to take it 1 round at a time. 9 more to bring it to overtime. FaZe now up with the rifle buy. AK's up for everyone. Pretty much full util sets for everybody as well. No AWP to come out for Brokey as of yet, but a very solid investment.
Incendiaries to suppress them early on into this round. FaZe not going to be allowed the instant banana control. The Molotovs back at the T side actually may have forced Carrigan to fall back even further. Not ideal. Counter Incendiaries, the CT forces will still be out there, and Coldzera wins that first fight. In the apartments, Junior falls, but Art finds Carrigan to trade, so FaZe can't maintain these man advantages here.
A nice pick coming out for Serato and gets out of trouble. Might just get swung on from Brokey, trying to turn away from the flash. Needs to be able to get to some hard cover, play out the 4 versus 3, and Coldzera's waiting for the rotate.
There's Yuri in with a frag. Rain down next to standing. Serato seeing Brokey. Tap first, headshot landed. Furia continuing the comeback hype train, continuing to grind this closer and closer. Still ahead of a task, still 8 rounds in a row to go, but that's much better than what it was looking like earlier. And as well as that, that buy leads to an eco for FaZe, so this should be a gifted round.
I think they probably just need Brokey to get onto the AWP. Just invest quite lightly for him. Even with Carrigan buying down to $800. A fair bit of loss bonus now being sparred up for the FaZe clan with 4 rounds in a row being won by Furia. But they've got to try and take these AKs out of play. 3 of them up for Yuri, Serato, and Vinny being saved in from that last round.
Sprays through on Art. Hoping for a pick, and he gets one past that smoke. Carrigan unawares of what's going on. The frag's relatively easy as a result of that. Still going to press forward and hunt for the T-side members. Twists tagged also. Furia just escape dodge here, knowing that they don't have to press too far aggressive now. They've got a major man advantage.
FaZe just hoping for a bit of a slow walk out towards Banana. Now, no one's jump spotting towards Broken Wall, so they don't know about Rain. Timing is going to be everything if they start to regress.
Art and Vinny. Seeing the spray, getting rain, back to the next player. That's a good drive-by from Twists, but Art with a simple response. And Brokey also going forward. And Cold Zero, fall to a great sequence from Art at 4K overall. The AK staying in for 3 individuals. And again, Fury gifted a pretty easy eco phase. Back on the buyback though. When is that 16th round going to come through? Is it going to come through? Have Fury found their momentum? Have they found their form now?
You've got to hope that it isn't. When you're down 3-15, it's such a long comeback. It's such a long road. It even feels like they've been playing so well for 5 rounds in a row, but they've still got 7 in a row to go. Nice run boost to get K-Serrano aggressive. They might want to try and take Banana.
Shot of Brokey not connecting, swing back, eventually gets Vinny, burning to 1 point of health. That nade at the CT side doesn't get the frags that they wanted to, and Brokey still looks for 2. Doesn't get the pick back on K-Serrano, so at least Fury gain a map control, but they've lost the man advantage.
They've still done very well with the damage, though. You've got Rain on 21, Brokey on 1 HP. It's going to be difficult for either of those 2 players to be able to follow up. And now a little bit of util coming through. Molly out towards a porch position for Twist to get them into brackets. And they're just going to leave Junior alone with the AWP to hold out towards the B side. The rest of them have rotated back over to A.
And 60 seconds left. Small, slow rotations of phase. Press on still. 45 seconds. The bomb's going to make his way in first to Twist. That's a risk. Smoke at the ready. Perfect flash in, catching both players blind. Yuri's just held back. Got to rely on his teammates on site, and that long bursting through, looking for damage past the smoke. Gets 1 frag. Art and Yuri continue to hold the spray. And Art completely manic finds Rain as well. In a matter of seconds, the whole round falls apart for FaZe. You mentioned how that damage can come into effect, and indeed it has. Not enough of a basis here for FaZe to work off of. Karrigan trying to attempt the clutch, but it's not going to work for him. 9 up for Furia. FaZe, they're letting this slip.
Do you believe in the magic strain?
Oh,
because
God,
really, this is getting to a state where it looks quite worrying. It looks to be on. It's by Eco, and Furia are just playing lights out at the moment. They need to carry this momentum forward, but you look at the deficit only being 6, and it doesn't feel impossible anymore.
What's happened, FaZe? What's going on? You just need 1 good round. You're letting Furia do so much damage, picks, easy trades. Man advantages. Close range positions from Yuri's part. That AK definitely wants them. Here, the body block. Spray on Cold Zero doing its damage. Not quite finding the opening frag.
A lot of chip damage to start off from the nade and the spam. Another quick play out towards brackets. They would have tried rush with this, and Karrigan's going to be the first one to fall.
Kill on Junior, 2 players on site. K-Serrano sprays, gets his spread together. Yuri there debating the likes of Rain. K-Serrano will fall. Can Brokey find a trade? Can Twist find a trade? No, apparently not. Vinny there to support his man. The bomb plant we tapped once. Brokey trying to force out more positions. Now we'll stick the bomb plant for good this time. Forcing CTs away, actually. Winning a fight against 1 player, but Tech9 against the second. Not going to be good enough. 2 low HP. Junior secures the Eagle the 10th round for Furia. FaZe have 5 more to get their 16th. Are Furia going to do this? Are they really going to pull this off?
Well, at least for FaZe, like, that Eco was able to take more AKs out of play. They're running double orbs now between Junior and Art. Vinny's been the only one to maintain that T-side weapon. A bit of a fast contact. Orb duel out from the mid position. Both Orbers missing out on that chance for an opening pick.
Rain tagged early. I assume that's from Art's efforts there in the Banana position. The Orb still holding position. Rain taking a lot of damage to that Molotov. Slow face of the Orb. Double nades in. Art will take damage, but he's not going to go falling yet. FaZe will not know he's up here until he takes contact, so they don't know about the damage they've done just yet.
Art surely is going to want to try and reface this, get quite aggressive. He needs a flasher over the top. He can't do it dry. Otherwise, everything lands on Brokey to find the pick.
Swing out, Brokey gets the kill on Art. Rain, not even needed. Kill comes in just fine. Second player baited. FaZe, man advantage. Junior finds Carrigan, however. Edge of the smoke, I can only assume. Making their way forward, the AWP firing back. Case right, going to swing forward at smoke. Gets that one frag. Brokey trades it. Vinny in the back lines. 3v3, and Brokey gets a third kill. Bomb goes down now. This is the breaking point. This is the chance for FaZe.
Oh, Brokey's on. Brokey's on. He's found 3 kills in the round. He's looking for his 4th. Aggression out towards CT. And he's going to find it. Yui's down the last one. And FaZe have done it. Just get over the line. 16-10. And the Latvian had one of the biggest rounds of the game. What a round for Brokey. And for FaZe, they close it in a 2-0 fashion. Finally.
Did let that comeback get a bit too close, though. I think we can all agree that probably shouldn't have gone as far as it did. But at the end of the day, it's still a victory for FaZe, and again, a 2-0 fashion to really boost themselves back up. They've done so much better on the second day. Like, compared to yesterday against OG, FaZe are looking so much more sharp. They're looking so much more fit and ready to take a lower bracket run. And to eliminate Furia, it is sweet revenge. They fall in the only position that's the worst position for an invitee, for a high seed invitee in that respect. So they've definitely not had a great time about this, and I think that we could all look at that Movistar Riders series and I think that maybe there was something up with this side, but they just weren't on form. They just really weren't on form. There were only a couple of players showing up. Again, Queserato being the bright spark in that last map up, and it's just not good enough for them. Like FaZe, they were going to walk all over them from the word go.
Yeah, very disappointing for the last couple of days from Furia to think that they only got, 12 rounds combined out on their matchup against Movistar Riders, and really, they got, 8 rounds in the first map, and they were down 15-3. Yeah, they ended up bringing it somewhat close, but FaZe were going to only tiptoe off right at the end, and for Furia, I think a lot of people expected a lot more from these guys. 6th in the world on the ESL World Rankings, and today, FaZe eliminate them out of the closed qualifier, and they do it in style, really.
And to think, you're looking at this matchup, you're looking at this team and thinking that Furia, they might have had a decent chance to go straight through on it. I think a lot of us had them rated as a particularly proficient team. And especially considering yesterday's matchup, they definitely took the worst loss, but FaZe also weren't looking that great either. It's a very bad result, I think, for these guys. Like, knowing how they've always taken top 8s, they've always gone for deep runs in tournaments. They'll be very disappointed not knowing that they didn't get to IEM Summer, because I think that's a team where Furia could potentially thrive. So it's just one of those things where they don't quite make it. But for FaZe, there's a lot of positives to take from that. Which one do you think was the biggest positive in that series for them?
I think Rain just finding impact. It's something that a lot of people have been waiting for a while now. I know that Rain's had a difficult couple of months, and it just felt like in this series, everything was chiming together really well. It seemed like they were all on the right page, and they were playing with so much confidence. Like, Brokey was just constantly been gifting the AWP, and for FaZe, in comparison to how they played yesterday, this looks like a team that is a massive, massive threat in the closed qualifiers.
That to be a massive threat in the second round of the lower bracket in tomorrow's best of 3s. For now, though, we head to our final best of 3 of the upper bracket as we take a look at Fun Plus Phoenix versus G2 Esports, the winners of their respective upper bracket matches against the likes of Big and Mousesports. So as we head towards a short break, we'll come back with that series after this. Don't go anywhere. IEM Summer Close Qualifiers continue after the break.
You're a superhero. Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh.
They're definitely having that discussion anyway.
I do want to also provide one bit of context here, which is that Bemus does actually have a kill. He just also has the team
Oh
kill.
yeah, I forgot about that. Shot his,
So technically
his
it's
teammate in the
2
back
kills.
of the head. True, if we count the team kill.
He would be a... He well, no, actually, I don't know if he has an assist. Yeah, he does. He would be a Spartan if he didn't get that team kill. Be rocking the 117.
Mm-hmm. This is not
I'm gonna stop
competitive
making
Halo
that joke
though.
at some
I have the Halo music kit on though. That's
Yeah,
what I play
same.
with.
Best music kit. Actually, no, I have the Hades music kit on now.
Oh, you changed it up, okay.
Even
Yeah, that's
better.
that some side-scrolling game or something, isn't it?
It's a roguelike. Top-down action. If you haven't played it, my #1 game recommendation of like the last few years. Amazing game. Get it now.
I will. I'll have a look. It's never really been my genre, but I've seen
Just
pictures and stuff, and
trust
the art
me.
style does look really fun. That'll
Just
admit.
trust me.
Xanthars.
On this one, it's not expensive. Just get it.
I don't know
Everyone
if I
in
trust this
chat,
from Xanthars though.
I encourage you to. Let's see if this round can be expensive. Tabson gets one. What? What?
The
What?
timing as he backed away. Absolutely brilliant.
Dancing with shadows. He doesn't know it. Now they come out, Xanthars only gets 2. Now his teammates are here to secure it. No, a little bit more expensive. Okay, couple kills out. Not the worst thing in the world. Searson just had the scout, as we said, so he can upgrade. That's not really a big concern. Speaking of which, Berlin International Gaming up to 6 rounds, now double their opponent's scoreline.
Which wasn't looking too likely after Mousesports had started getting a bit of control in those early rounds as well. The back and forth just ended up eventually going the way of Big. And well, we're on the guns again. That's the main thing. It's still early on. It is Mousesports map choice, but it's all about that grind there on the D side. 6 or 7 rounds, you're feeling pretty good. Anything on top of that, as you call it, it's the gravy on top. Is that what you say? I don't know, I got it a little wrong. I tried my best, Mike.
Yeah, gravy on top. Absolutely. You did it right.
Gravy doesn't work on top of everything, though.
Oh, it does in America.
Maybe you do gravy a little different then.
No, not everything. Have you ever had a chicken fried steak?
No.
That's
It just sounds like you mixed
Southern thing.
everything you could think of that was unhealthy.
It's amazing. It's almost like a schnitzel, right? Like a flat pounded steak. And then they bread it like fried chicken and fry it up, pan fry it.
If I ever make it over, you'll have to show me all your favorite places.
White pepper gravy. I mean, that we have to go to like Texas for. Can't do that around me.
Oh.
I wouldn't trust anything in Philadelphia to make a chicken fried steak. Tabson collects it first. Dexter is out of play. The IGL will have to IGL from the spirit realm. But look at this control they've got towards the garage. Oh, it's red. Tabson is so ready for it. And he's just gonna dip back towards spawn. He's like, yeah, come chase me. Waste time. Waste time with 40 seconds to go chasing me out of CT spawn. Please. Doesn't mean he's not really going to be able to help his teammates, but he can secure hell for them. But when the site hit comes in, he will not be available. Still, they should be alright. There's a play down secret, but there's 3 in order to deal with this. Never mind, one's in the ramp, and that's a good couple of kills. Now that's site confirmed. I misread the positioning on the minimap. Here's going to be the bomb going down. Thompson wants to make his way in towards heaven, but further kills denied, and Thompson and Searson. This is looking rough. Searson tries to dunk a nade, hoping that the low HP player might have been the one planting, but it doesn't land, and wouldn't have mattered. Trying to allow Tabson through. He will get one playing off of his smoke, but at this point, Searson, does he really want to risk this coming out of the vent? They know that he was. Pop a shot with the op, but giving him nothing. Nothing. He's going to have to make the move, and he doesn't even have a kit. So he's out. He's gone. He's saving.
Understandably. He has 4,000, so in theory he could drop a weapon, but I don't know if that's going to be the go-to play. Tizian, I believe, will be on 0. Only the 1400 loss bonus, though. So with 0, he's going to be looking at a double eco. Whether they go for it with the rest of them not quite facing that same level of economic hardship, I suppose, is questionable. We'll see. Because in theory, they could just take the 1 eco here, see what Sirison does with the op, and maybe if he even stays alive with that, he could drop the weapon to Tizian in the next round. If not, sometimes you're willing to take that 1 SMG or whatever. Or a shotgun. We know the auto shot you can do quite a bit. And yeah, they're just going to go for the buy, actually. It's risky. It's a decent investment in its own right, but it's still very risky because if it doesn't work, then Mousesports up to 6-6 most likely, and a real chance to get going on their T side. So ideally, they do need to be taking this one now.
The juggling the M4, it was on Tizian, it was on Keto, it was back to Tabson. The juggling. Lantaras gets one, there's the nade, there's the Keto! Oh, Deagle strikes through. It's down to a 2v2, but this is viable. It's 2 of the big guns that remain. Searson and Tabson trying to take this round back into control, but Tabson's down for the count, and Searson, well, now might be the time to just save that big green gun. Still plenty of time, and if he can get this kill, never mind. Won't be a question. Would have been nice to find, but it's not going to happen here. And Mousesports are now 1 round away from tying this up. They're making it look so good here. And they've broken down that economy for big, so they could take this half from looking really terrible and make it look fantastic.
I'd say they've almost certainly done it now. Maybe not to the fantastic position as of yet, but they've brought it into a good T side definitely after they win this eco round, which surely, please don't let anything go against 5 USPs. Maybe a death or 2 I can be fine with. This definitely should be their round with without too much trouble, and Dexter and Frozen, they deliver early on. Dexter could be in trouble if they keep on pushing him, but a little bit separated even on the peaks. It gives them plenty of time to compose themselves, take the 1, and then just back away when he realizes there's no need to stick around fighting any longer. Get alongside his teammates and look to just end this round here. As we said, it's going to be tied up at 6-6. This gun round also isn't going to be perfect for Big. They'll have a couple of weaknesses again with nades not being perfect, with the op not having all of its backup, I suppose. You'll have body armor, maybe a flash or a smoke behind it. Won't have a pistol unless that's dropped, so it could be a lot better. I don't think they're going to have a kit either, unless Keto maybe goes towards it now. No, just no kit at all. Xanthars maybe. If he keeps 600 and doesn't get a kill, I'll be mad. No, he goes for a Molotov, I believe it was. So at least gets the extra bit of nades. But as I said, if the bomb goes down now, then that retake, they'd almost be locked out of it immediately. We've seen them save enough times. I don't think that's something they want to be left doing once again. The nade, good damage, but Acor, he doesn't care, he tanks it.
Might as well, right? Catch the nade, deal the damage right back. Man's a Wobbuffet. He's rolling counter out here. See what's going on. I would like to see someone draw to Wobbuffet with an op. Be quite the difference. Oh, Tizian! Good timing on the flashbang. Gonna allow the player out towards Mini. I think he may have seen Tizian as well. I'm not quite clear on that. Frozen does appear to be looking for it. So that's calmed as well. Yeah, okay. All their crosshairs look like they're locked into that fight. So that could be huge, but Tizian's still gonna get one. Beamon's down for the count. There's the spot. Now they definitely know where he is. Tabson, though, brings back 2. All right, Tabson. Making a meal of this on the flank, coming up on top of the Schmallow. Yeah, he'll be laid low, but he's still giving an advantage over to his team. And look at Acor. Health is becoming a major concern here. Acor's going to be left out by the red box to try and net more kills, knowing that 2 players are here to face. And that's going to leave Dexter all on his own to try and get into his laboratory. Maybe he could try and come back up the vent to group up with his teammate, but that's still going to require Acor to make some sort of a motion here outside. That is what they're going to try and do. Well, this is interesting. Santares, I think, is stuck in towards the second vent. So Dexter could presumably get out, but there's still a player in the big garage. Pressure on. Okay, they're grouping up. They seem to have lost track of Tabson. Everything going to be down. I mean, Dexter's not clearing the second vent, and down he goes. Even with Acor getting that kill, what is this next shot? Jumping above the vent works for Zantares. Acor expected the peak, but no. The pogo stick is found instead in big. Will retain their lead here.
That was a fun way to approach it for Xanthars. He's like, oh, he has an op. Cool, I'm just not going to give him a shoulder peek. I'll jump peek up to hit a few bullets and just keep him delayed at the very least then for his teammates to come in. Obviously got to kill himself anyway in the end. So big. They pull out their 7th round. Ideally aiming for 9 though on the halftime if they want to be feeling really good about that CT side. Especially with how things started initially, having a 6-3 lead even. And Mousesports, they call the pause right in. It'll cost them everything to buy into this round, so you can understand why they want the pause. This is kind of the round that decides whether they go down potentially 9-6 or whether they go up 8-7 pretty much. So there is a lot relying on this one gun round for both of these teams. Again, though, it's Mousesports map, so if Big come out with 9, if they can get a good start on that T side and start running away with it and try and steal this one away, they'll be putting themselves in a fantastic position. And as we mentioned, this is an elimination game.
Yeah, do or die here. Do or die. No more chances here in the lower bracket. And the winner of this will go on to face a very dangerous Movistar Riders team. We've already seen make short work of Furia not have the same success against OG, though they made a real good showing on it.
They did start waking up for sure.
It's hot. They're hot and they're cold, but when they're hot, watch out. You never know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, just hope that they don't manage to do both at the same time somehow, because they'd create a tornado, so wouldn't be fun.
Hurricane, weather front.
Or a hurricane, yeah. It's been a while since I've done geography.
It'd be kind of cool if we had a Hurricane Smooya.
Hurricane Smooya.
Oh no!
Kind of sounds like a hurricane now.
Doesn't it?
We don't get any here, so I just get to hear about your ones mostly.
Yeah, don't recommend them.
Yeah, they're not too fun. I'm glad we're not on a fault line or anything like that. We don't have to worry about earthquakes, hurricanes, any of that stuff here in Ireland. Although if climate change keeps going, we might lose like half of the island to water. That wouldn't be fun. Nice shot by Sirison though. He's going to back off as soon as he takes the opening kill. And well, it was only the one man moving through secret. The majority of the T side right now setting up on ramp. And Tizzy and Holden passively from the back. The hope is to catch at least one. And he does initially drop BMAS, trying to delay now as much as he can further in the back. And although he wastes a couple of seconds, he will pretty quickly be dropped by Dexter. But it doesn't really seem to matter. They're not having much success. Rops tried to creep out A. I'm not sure what the plan was there when they're already sitting with the disadvantage. I guess keep those players busy, try and get a kill or two. But yeah, now you've just left Dexter and Acor to try and salvage a 2-on-4.
I mean, that's just Rops things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Bomb is now dropped. That should trigger maybe a little bit of a rotation to come help Searson out here. Acor, it's all just about denying him the opportunity to win this round with 15 seconds to go. He's kind of got to make it happen. Gets a kill. Can he get a plant? That would be quite nice. Yes, he does. Gets a bomb plant out of this. Certainly nothing more. He's trying to chase these kills, dancing around the smoke. Hits the no-scope. Makes it expensive. Round will be claimed. Ops can be retrieved. Won't be too much of an issue. And 8th round found for Big. But some limitations perhaps going into this last round as a result of all the damage done. It's going to be worse for Mousesports as they try and salvage together one last buy, one last run before we hit the halftime break. But still, as you said before, 6 rounds is not anything to shake a stick at here on Nuke T side. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's not bad, especially with how things looked like they were starting to go for a while. Obviously, at first it was pretty back and forth. They grinded up to 3. Then they started losing out a bit, managed to at least get back up towards 6 here. And as you said, have a very solid foundation at the very least. And maybe they can still add this one more. You have a relatively strong investment, and Rops just runs through the molly. His aggressive play in the previous round did not work out, but now he's making up for it. 2 entries, he allows for Acor then to pop in and trade on Tabson, and this should be Mousesports round unless Xantares and Keto can go absolutely huge. And well, Keto somehow reacts in time to get that kill on Frozen, but he wasn't quite aware that Dexter had already crept across in behind the garage smoke. So he will be traded back, leaving it all onto the Turkish import. What can he do? It's a 1-on-3, so it's certainly winnable, and he's got a lot of time to make it happen as the bomb isn't even in the possession of Mousesports currently.
Creeping. Does he expect Dexter to be just drugs? He's really got the idea, and he's going to get the kill as well. No damage taken back in turn. Now they know where he's at. Now they know they can confirm and secure that bomb. He's actually going to dive his way down vent. Was that close enough to be heard? I don't believe so. Acor's kind of looking for it, though. So he has the right idea. Acor reads it. Acor gets the shot. Whether it was the audio cue or not, the end result is going to be an 8-7 half as Mousesports move to the defensive side when we come back. And we're back here with half number 2. Pretty good T side for Mousesports. Big. Managed to at least net themselves 8 rounds, but far from secure in their position here. This one gets interesting now. Mousesports swap to the defense. It is their map pick, so we should expect something rather strong here. Let's see if Big can get started with a pistol. Blow off the squeaky door. A classic. It's Dexter.
This isn't Valorant.
Line. Was that?
USP. This isn't my classic.
Because I said a classic. Oh, yeah, you got me.
Oh, Dexter. Oh, it looked like he had the drop on that first player, but now the wrap works out perfectly. Tabson, he moves in from behind, leaves it all now on one man to hold onto this A-bomb site. Well, Beamaz, he's given a bit of space, to be honest, there to get the initial kill. But he's not able to come through it anymore as he's traded back on once again. The bomb plant confirmed, the 4-on-2 after plant now for Big. And plenty of time to position themselves also. As well, only Acor was really in position to do anything and couldn't actually spot that bomb. So he's waiting now for Rops to actually move in through lobby. They don't have a kit currently. Was there one in play that they can recover? Don't recall.
I don't actually think so. If there was, Rops might be able to find him on his journey back around, but they're running out of time to do so, and I don't think this is viable anymore. Acor even considering trying to get away. Rops is just going to save his armor. This round's over. It's Big winning the pistol. It's a Big moving up.
Literally up as they go up the ladders to try and get on the roof and drop on Rops. Oh, spin around, doesn't hit the kill, but I mean, it keeps him alive. Force the player back, he gets at least the body armor to be saved over. Better than nothing, you've got to be honest. Especially when you are going to be coming in for the force buy. It actually lets him drop the scout over, still have Kevlar, and now take a deagle in return. So it puts them into a much better buy than they would have had otherwise. And Acor is actually not even going to bother getting Kevlar around the scout for himself. Instead, that goes towards getting that off out obviously as early as they possibly can. But a pretty safe buy from Big. They know that there is the risk of things getting, again, very scrappy as they went in the first half. They do not want to let that happen. They just want to start running away with a lead right now. Oh, smoke down. Didn't manage to spot that player either as the smoke blew. So it should be pretty easy secret control. Yeah, sometimes you just get fortunate with the timing, and, well, this wasn't one of those times. Frozen. Oh, this nade could be huge. Spots the first player across and might land on the follow-up, and indeed it does. Tabson and Keto being tagged.
Rops. Frozen's already got one. This feels like a Rops Eagle round. He's going to take the first. Back into the second. They're decent positions with Frozen down in the rat hole as well. Rops playing above them. The scout now on the angle. That shot's not hit, but this is getting very concerning. Bigger kind of contained and corralled here. Good nade to chase down Acor. That's well done. But at this point, oh, they might be thinking about the bailout. Antares will secure the vents at the very least, but Frozen collects one more. Tizian's working his way up top. There's still a player up here. Beamas is going to be tested, but now he knows they're on their way. And reinforcements are rallying. They're coming, but it doesn't matter. Antares is chewing through the competition, tearing them apart. Now, what's going to be the motion? One's still down in the vent. That's Frozen coming up. Tizian taking the fight into the lobby. Well done for Tizian. Now Frozen, what's he possibly going to do? Has to find the timing for Zantares to be looking away, and he is! It gets awkward there, but it works. Frozen needs to move now. Already 3 kills to his name, but he doesn't have this kit, so he's just going to have to try and stick it. Playing the time is Tizian right around the corner. Coming out around. There's the kill. Does he have time? I believe
plenty. So. Loads of time to get that defuse in. That was weird. It looked like Tizian was looking back towards the silo for a second. Maybe did he forget where that bomb was down exactly? I'm not too sure. Either way, it gave that extra half a second or whatever Frozen needed to hop off the bomb and hit a headshot. Mousesports steal it away. I was going to say even if he won it right, there's so much damage had been done to Big because they had gone heavily in on rifles. But they lose it, so it's even worse. Mousesports steal it away. Now they've got themselves a pretty secure buy, and with the bomb plant going down, I was wondering if we'd even see the force fire, if they just wanted to aim to get the guns out as early as they could. But no, they want to bring it back into it. They realized they were able to win out some of these scrappy buys on their CT side on the forces, so they want to try it again on the T side, where in theory it's usually a little bit easier as you can afford more. But again, pretty secure from Mousesports, we've got to say. Heavy on the AUGs and M4, Galil and the UMP really being the only weaker weapon, I suppose. I guess they could have a few more nades, but it's pretty solid.
First kill for Acor here. Net Tamsin looking for some more for Rops. Only one and done. Actually not great. His rifle might be retrievable as well, though the player will come back in towards Hill to police it. Nakor trying to connect these shots, not quite able to do so. He'll have to back away. Going for a little bit of wall bang. Oh, get caught on the door. That nearly killed him. What on earth? There's like a... Sorry, this is just a sound coming from my street. It sounds like a long sneeze. It's a chainsaw. Okay, that makes way more
Sounds like
sense.
a long sneeze, did you say?
It's just a really long... It's a chainsaw, but it's enough of a muted chainsaw. It's just very odd. Okay,
it's window, bless you.
It's like a vuvuzela. Tizian and Keto trying to make something out of nothing here. 25 seconds to do so. This is not looking very viable. That kill from Frozen should confirm it, that nothing's really happening here. Keto will try his very best, because there's no real point in surviving, and survive he will not. Tight scoreline here, Dean. Vuvuzelas or no? Long sneezes or no? The end result is the same, 9-all.
Oh my god. I guess I could kind of get how you confuse that, especially if the sound is muffled, but I wasn't expecting you to say it sounds like a long sneeze is coming from my street. You're a weirdo,
It's
Mike.
not a chainsaw. What is that?
It could be a long sneeze. You can't prove it unless you go check.
I think it's a belt sander.
Oh, okay. Well, we're on an eco here now anyway, so they aren't going to be doing much to Mousesports.
Some sort of power tool, but like a weird little one. Very weird. Sorry, folks. Really messing
It's not
with
getting
me.
picked up anyway by your mic, so hopefully
That's
you can
good.
stop it from distracting you too much. I know random noises in the background, they can be pretty bad. As I said earlier, I had a helicopter fly over my house. Somehow the mic didn't pick it up, but yeah, it was pretty distracting. As Tizian goes
they
down,
found
something
you.
blocks though. They did, they're coming.
They're coming. I realize this is where you've been hiding out all this time.
You never see me again, lads, that's why. Killed by B-Maz though. Spots the
Oh,
legs. Oh,
Dirty
right
Dean,
behind
the
the
bandit.
kneecaps as well on Tabson. That's the worst place to be shot, man.
Do you have experience with it? As in
No,
your
no,
life
no,
as
no.
Old Dirty Dean?
I'd say, I mean, anything there, man, hurts. Let's be real.
Mousesports take the lead here. Pretty comfortably as well. Sorry that I was rambling us on a different tangent there, but wasn't sure that round was going to be winnable for Big. And indeed it was not. But this round is a different story here, Dean. It's a glass cannon for Searson, but otherwise not too many limitations. Not great utility, but fine utility. This round, this is where you want to see them get going.
Kind of need to see them getting going, to be honest. Not really even what we want to see. Well, we do, but it's not because of that, rather. As early on, nothing too special, I suppose. Pretty standard defaults and presence shown outside with a bit of utility tossed out, but they aren't quite following up on it right now. And it's probably good, because that's what we're probably expecting it, considering they had 3 players heavily focused on outside in the initial moments. With all the presence, though, shown around lobby, they've gone back to a bit more of a standard setup. Apart from the player on top of Garage, which definitely won't be expected, this is not a very common angle, and when it is played, normally they're peeking actively. He didn't even see him. The head was showing, but Tabson did not spot it, because it's just not somewhere you normally look.
Rops is going to be tested here in a second with the AWP. Unusual to see Rops sporting the big green. They went glass cannon on this one. Oh, and they're going to run boost for him. Good. Clear. Searson has it. Man, he's normally got an A-core. Just going to have to toss in some utility and back right the heck out. They've gained lower. They've gained the lower sight. Now pressure on for Frozen. Who looking for one? Looking for more. He's got 2. That's going to be it. But he's at least made an even numbers for the retake here. That's a lot more viable for his team. Dexter's just on the other side of the decon door, so if they try and plant near him, well, they could be in for a world of hurt. There's the bomb going down. He's going to open it, swing it. Nobody's here. Look at his teammate. Tabson's coming in on the flank. Good kill. Got dinked in turn, but I think it was just an M4. So he manages to limp away. The UMP's trying to chase, but this is all falling apart. It's all on to Dexter. He might just bail. Looking like that's even going to be the case. Yeah, he's out of here. They've got plenty of money. The UMP's obviously not worth that much, but armor, kit, 2 flashes. He's going to try and keep it alive, and he might even try and go around and get an extra gun for the player who died back on ramp. That was the op for Rops. The ROP, if you will. That's a nice bit of damage.
Doesn't seem like either team can really be separated for too long. It might not stay that way either for very long, with Mousesports still having tons of economy. I think they were close to 10,000 on a bunch of those players. Obviously big, despite winning the round, won't have the best of economies. And Saracen's definitely not going to have the op. Hasn't bought yet.
Those last 2 kills with the UMP are killing.
Oh, there we go. I thought Saracen was AFK for a moment or something. Wasn't sure what was going on. But yeah, no, you can see the limitations in this investment. They're clearly a bit of an issue for Big, and they're kind of late out of spawn. I think now they're setting up the outside smokes, I'm pretty sure. Unfortunately, though, only having 1 player in lobby is not great when Mousesports have actually called for the lobby crunch. They were attempting it, I believe. Anyway, Rops found that initial success, and I think they decided just not to push too much further. No, never mind. Dexter had gone up the ladder. I somehow didn't notice this. He's been flanked. They have no idea. They walked past each other. Dexter's going down. They're going to be so confused about what's going on, but he's going outside. Uh-oh.
I'm so confused. Oh, man. Tabson's right above him. They've just passed each other like ships in the night. No damage done. No danger whatsoever. If Dexter comes back around, he's going to be like, all right. Outside's completely clear. Tabson's come back in even. They have no information about this, but he should be able to calm this to his team. Either there's a pincer coming in towards Secret, or they just completely gained ramp, and Mousesports have given it up, so they misread the information. Dexter is still focused on Secret. He seems to think players are down the Secret steps. No one's there. It's a straight ramp hit. What a bizarre round now. So they are coming in towards lower. It will be a full 5-man retake, presumably, provided they can get this bomb down. Nice kill on the Tabson. Might make that a little more difficult. Whittling down the numbers before they actually do punch in the numbers. They're trying to make this in. Harassment damage. Control in towards Decon. Player right on the bomb itself, taken out of play, and it's all on the Zontas. Look at this. He's found their backs. He's found their back. They're turned around. He's only going to be able to take the first, though. Dexter does get the final kill. He may not have found them on the initial, but it is a team ace here for Mousesports and only 1 casualty, so they couldn't have gone much better.
Spreading out the frags for everyone, as you said. Only needing the 1 drop, and not even really needing that actually, because there is so much money. Plenty for the reinvestment from Dexter to come in, and well, here we go now. It is an eco that has to finally come in for Big. That should allow for Mousesports to start building up a little bit of a lead again, something that wasn't really being given much of an opportunity, with them constantly just forcing back in and wanting to kind of keep the pressure on, rather. But not allowed anymore. There's a few pistols at least, so maybe something can be found. Oh, that wallbang actually wasn't too far off. A little bit of focus, I believe, just towards outside right now, and they do have 1 smoke, so I'm curious about what is the plan for this, or if they even have a specific plan for it. Tabson for now anyway, just probing with the deagle, hoping someone will show themselves. But yeah, Mousesports, they've already got a really good economy, but ideally if they can take this as they should with 4 to 5 players surviving, then they're going to be building up their economy almost for the rest of the half. So it is a big opportunity for them to stabilize. Oh, eventually we see something come from all of the gunshots, and Deagle finding some success as well for Tabson. He really struggled in their last game that we seen from them earlier on, so it's good to see him finding some success early on. Or rather, even with the weaker weapons. That was a crispy shot by Acorn. Now back to the USB display, having the op, and well, there we go. Cleaned up, but only the 1 casualty, as I said, which they could afford to take at that point. So easy reinvestment, and Big coming into one of the last gun rounds potentially if they don't make this one work.
There's not going to be too many. Especially if they don't get any bomb plants to string it along. Going hard in. So might be last chance at the op as well. Searson's got it. There are no excuses here. They've got everything they could work with, but it is still new T side. It's tough, even in the best of circumstances, to crack one of these rounds through. See if they can do it. What's the plan to do so? A bit of presence outside. Dexter walk up. Acor gonna get an opening pick, but there is a trade elsewhere on the map. So what was that? It was that was either the squeaky shot or the shot out hot. The squeaky shot. Rops going creeping, gets caught, slipping through the smoke, and now they're going to find an empty ramp room. It's a path towards the lower bomb site, completely uncontested. There is a player down by the double doors. This is huge. Acro wants to get around it.
Well, they expect them now.
They should do. They should know it's possible. This retake, pretty tough to get going. They just need something to crack their way, and there's still a player up top who's going to come down in the late. You can see BMOS is even holding for that, recognizing that someone probably should. Got the numbers for it. Acor will get caught trying to get out of control room, and that should seal the deal.
should probably initiate a save, but I guess with a bit of money they have, they might stick around looking for exits. And as you said, with the flanker that was coming late down Secret, escaping for BMAS is not really certain. We'll see if he's able to make it away. He should be now. Yeah, I think everyone else has gone elsewhere. Xantar is leaving through ramp, finds out Dexter is up close. There's one kill, but he's not going to live any longer now. Gets taken out, that means one M4 to be carried over. If he had taken one more kill with him, then it would have been worthwhile, but yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. They have some money themselves, obviously, but it's going to cost most of it now to get the reinvestment here, especially as they go towards the double op setup.
They
Not
do.
too bad, actually.
They still got
a
cash.
lot of nades was the main thing, obviously, they had to pull through as well, even on the player that survived.
They were really up in the capital. Really money rich at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, they've gone from looking amazing to only having a little bit left over pretty quickly there. So losing this round could still leave a couple players on an eco potentially.
See what they can do.
BMAS is struggling.
What was that nade? Was Tabson? Oh, okay, outside. Tabson and Searson. Tabson must have just caught that straight on the chin. Tabson, speaking of catching things. Yeah.
This doesn't do damage, but it indicates that he had clearly just crossed right there since they hit him as he was up close. So a bit of info being obtained, I guess, off the back of it. And with that, they might want to potentially focus a bit more around ramp on that CT side. Rupp should be aware that it's a possibility they're moving back here now, since they do have a player down in Secret. That's normally the go-to to try and meet up with each other. So we'll see what he does with the op once it does start moving through. But again, still pressure on outside. They have one man making plenty of noise here. That's Sirison. Hoping, I guess, someone will show themselves, give a bit of a chance for an opening for them to play off of. But eventually, ramp room will actually be taken over. Oh, what the hell is that peak? Rops doesn't land it, but that was very, very risky. Keo makes it work, and now they've got Frozen pinched in. Players on both sides. What can he do here? Needs to come through with a miraculous play, pretty much, to come out with even 1 or 2 kills. And that will not be allowed.
This round should be over. They're going to come in towards 8 out of the 1 site. There's still reinforcements, and BMAS getting 2 kills. Might just make this viable. He's dodging the flashbangs, he's dodging the Molotov, he's getting peppered from every direction. He almost gets that kill. What an effort for BMAS. Dodging all of the damage. It's going to allow Acor up. Oh, he's got a gun barrel. Knows he's got Searson. There's the first. That's how you start a clutch. 1v3. Pretty good read on both players' position. Molly will prevent Zantares from peeking. He doesn't have a health to even stand in this, and he's dead. Dead to the flames. Does he realize how close Tabson has gotten? Expects to wrap in towards lobby, but Tabson's just chilling here outside the hut. I don't think he'll read this position, but now that he's eliminated all of these potential spots, he just might have. Tabson's gonna walk about though, and time is his friend now. Is a hit there for Acor? It is, but not the read. Tabson's got it. Tabson ties up the scoreline big. Continue on here. And as you said before, the money is certainly becoming a concern for Mousesports. They're no longer cash flush rich. They're going to have to figure it out, but they want the double up still, so they're going to buy into this one. They're going to invest. They're going to force the issue.
It's not the worst, but it's not the best either. And when you're at a 12-12 scoreline on your own map choice as well, I believe that's not really where you want to be. So certainly a little bit risky here. We'll see how it works for them. As you said, the double up setup is there, so a lot of firepower is available. They'll want to try and find some early openings there to ease the pressure. What is the play, I suppose, with those ops? One on ramp, we're not really seeing any aggression. That's one thing we haven't been spotting, I guess, any sort of aggression down in towards Secret early from the CTs. I think Rops may be considering it right now. I see him rotating through the lower level. But with that, it's mostly just the default holding for lobby aggression on big side of things. Maybe expecting a weaker buy already, but obviously by now it will have been kind of they will have been notified rather by the shots that were ringing off that that's not the case. Yeah, I believe want to move back towards the outside control now. Still plenty of nades. They didn't really use much. They were just expecting some aggression. Doesn't work out. Now they can get to their game plan.
Frozen. Be able to do something tricky here. They're looking for him. They're looking for him. This could be the moment. They need to start play. Timing is everything here. Give the indication. They're ramping many. Here comes the util. He's still tucked. Now they start to make a move. Multiple players down. He's only going to get 1.5 information given over to his team, but Tabson immediately follows it up. Get off the MP9, gets 2, and stays alive. Okay, Dexter's made a round of this with that flashbang. Good, catches the player, but he doesn't have enough bullets to finish off the kill. And he's all alone now, but all alone, it might be enough. 19 seconds, 18 seconds, he just has to survive. Searson has to bring in the hunt. has to bring in the plate against him. And timing is everything. Harassment damage enough. There's a molly here for Searson. But if he just plays ring around the rosy, that might be it. No! Searson finds the fight, finds the shot, takes the lead with 10 seconds to spare. That's all he had.
And surely that's got to be the eco now. Mousesports have the pause in, and I wouldn't imagine they're getting more than maybe a couple of pistols being upgraded right now. Even then, they can't afford that onto most of the players, only getting 2,900 loss bonus if they want to make sure that they have a really strong buy coming into what could be their final full gun round. So it's scary big. A great opportunity to head up to 14, and they were looking down and out for a while.
That they were. Some of these scrappy rounds have really worked out for them. I mean, some of them have come down to the wire, but it's enough. It's enough on the T side, and that's how you whittle down a CT economy. Just continuing to pressure, continuing to chip away. Dig at the ice block. The more you remove, the faster it melts. Deagle's up in this round. Look, I'll never completely discount a round where Rops holds a Deagle.
True.
But it's unlikely.
I mean, Frozen as well. It's pretty nasty on that weapon. They all are. Acor also more than capable and definitely delivering some nice headshots. B-Mans went for the P250, so I can't include your name, buddy. Sorry. Nothing to do with your stats. If you had a Deagle, I would have included it. Speaking of though, yeah, you're not having a great game. He has a little bit of room, I suppose, still to step up and try and help take his team over the finish line here on Nuke. It's not over yet.
The important thing again to remember is he has one more kill than he's showing.
Yeah, he's actually 8 and 16. And again, 9 and 16 if we count the team kill rather than actually taken away for it.
Yeah, I think we should. He has 9 kills. One of them was a teammate. It happens. Maybe it's his moment to step up with the P250.
Perhaps. He's brought pretty low though early on. Frozen. Oh, he's pushed around outside. They have no idea.
They're not watching for it. No one's watching for it. This is rather tricky. No one's watching for the flank. Now they're going to push outside a ramp. That's going to be distracting as well. Here comes the crunch on in. The bodies are starting to drop. Seriously gets one, but there's the trade. Oh no, it's all falling apart. Must takes one, and there's Dexter to finish it off. 4 players survive. Big, we're at the finish line here. So close to it, but they stumble on what should have been the easiest hurdle. And now their money is gone, dashed against the rocks, and their chances in this map might be along with it.
RIP. I mean, we were trying to build up a bit of hype, but I don't know how much we were truly believing that Mousesports were going to be able to steal that round away. Yeah, I mean, apparently you were right. We shouldn't have stopped believing right there.
I think that was one of the 3K from Dexter.
I believe so. 2 from BMAS. I think it was 2 from Dexter, 2 from BMAS, and I think someone else joined in on the action a small bit.
Yeah, Frozen got one.
But Big, are they going to be stuck on 13? As I said, some people consider this an unlucky number. Maybe that's the case. They lost to an Eco. And had given the 13th round over to Mousesports as well. It's their fortune. It's a number that's more fortunate for Mousesports, apparently. This was the force buy. This was everything for Big. It doesn't work. They'll be left on a similar round in the following if they even want to buy. If not, Eco played for the overtime. Again, it's Mousesports map choice. But Big were just in such a good position to steal it away that it's got to be heartbreaking.
It really does.
Xantares. Speaking of players who can make something happen with a Deagle, Xantares is definitely one of them. Aw, not when he's not looking at them. He doesn't have eyes in the back of the head, sadly.
That does hurt.
That'd be really useful as a CS player. I suppose you'd need a monitor behind you then, though.
It would be tricky. You know, there's you when you're dealing with tigers, you wear a mask with the eyes in the back of your head because tigers are less likely to attack if they think you're looking at them.
Oh, if you're not looking, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I actually seen a clip, yeah, so a leopard tried to run up on a guy and a tiger saved him. It was really cool. Because he was turned away from it. He normally trains them apparently, but I guess because he had his back is why the thing was trying to run up on him.
Yeah,
tiger was like, nah, don't mess with my owner. All Glocks, 1 P250, should be 15 for Mousesports. They've taken the Eco and I can get behind that. Only needing 2 gun rounds in a row, that's very achievable. But continuing the force and just not giving yourself a real opportunity would not be the way to go.
And the thing is, as well, with the money they've saved over, Searson will have the op. Like, they'll have everything they can do to try and take us out. Yeah, Xantares not gonna happen here. He's gonna try with the Glock. Valiant effort. Appreciate it. Not gonna happen here. Rops takes 3. The round is clean, and they're feeling very good. And look at those score lines. 4 players above 20. 24, 24, 22, 22. It's feeling good on the scoreboard for Mousesports. BMS is doing fine as well. Look, he's 11, 7, and 16. That's a lot of ADR. Chunking it up. He is doing his part by all means. This team is actually looking pretty dang good considering how close this game is. Now let's see if they can seal the deal and walk away with the dub.
That is the goal. A lot of utility used in the early moments, actually, just trying to put pressure on Mousesports, I suppose. That's one thing I guess they were good at early on in the half, especially when they had their own money, making Mousesports, I guess, question everything that was going on. BMAS just spams down Tizzy into the smoke. We mentioned he still had plenty of time to step up. He gave it to us in that pistol round. He's given us an opening kill here now as well for Mousesports. And, well, BMAS, we can forget about the fact that you had a bit of a rough map beforehand, because he's shown up when it mattered, basically. It's not over yet, though. I mean, a 4-on-5, he's still got very notable names. It was Tizian that they lost early on. But now they've also lost Habson. So the dynamic duo there, it is gone.
Starting to run out of bodies here. And look at the flank. Frozen's coming all the way around. So if they get slowed down too much by these mollies, by these flashes, Frozen's getting the nail in the coffin. They've also got someone in position to go aggressive outside ramp. They're trying to hit right now, but they're being rebuffed. Oh, look at this. They're coming back towards ramp. Rop's got one. Rops is looking for more, and Frozen's here. He's coming on the flank. There's the leg. There's the tag. They're chasing. He's got the kill. He's gone to the deagle. Even gets a tag there. 8 cores here to seal the deal, and that is 16-13. Mousesports taking their map pick, taking through nuke, making it happen. Big were so close to snatching that one away, but denied at the final hurdle. We will be back with map 2 in just a flash.
Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear I've weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. hard to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is on the field. The darkness take control.
To a life can't put me in a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I'll whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a scotch bonnet. Don't try studying me, you cannot manage. Tell me this ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat, you'll be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known to spit vicious, release bombs and go tick tick. Boom, you blow me, that head missing. I'm a phenomenon, stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn, and I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted, can't copy, printed, can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoke it into existence, so consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap, and I'll be spitting this. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Lighting. Well, we've got the game underway. You don't have to look at Dean's crying face anymore and feel sorrow. You can look at tiny digital people dying and feel sorrow for them. Or joy, depending on which side you're rooting for. In any moment. Big versus Mousesports.
This is going to be hype.
Elimination on the line for Big. And Dexter, well, he's seen presence. He's seen a lot of presence. He's just going to wait with this nade. It's like, come on, come on, come here. Come here. I want maximum ADR in this round. I like the run boost. No, they failed. They bailed. There's the nade. Oh, how chunky. Not really. Kind of anticlimactic, Dean.
Oh, nice molly down.
Myself. Take it, Dean.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, I'll take over. Don't worry. Go get yourself dried off. Don't burn on his mic. Speaking of burning, as I said, that molly, though, had gone down on short, which was able to at least isolate the one-on-one against the player in towards Gandalf. But eventually that return is found. And, well, I was going to say a good bit of damage and potentially the kill done by the player lurking around from long. But no, thinks down BMAS. He's able to just stay alive for now. And he's left his teammate instead to try and deal, of course, with Tabson, who is wasting a lot of time. He's preoccupying these players, slowing down the retake massively. And although they do have a kit on the CT side, it's still not really something you can afford to have happen. So they do need to pick up the speed a small bit. Here we go, moving in. Tabson didn't decide to stick around. He went back to join up with his teammate to try and just hold off this bomb and run down the time. And well, it's working because there is not much left at all. As long as they don't start throwing away kills at this point, there was pretty much no hope for Mousesports to make that retake happen. And there it is, Big. They pick up the opening pistol. Needed.
Oh.
Obviously, they got going on Nuke towards the end, and it looked like they may have even had the chance to make the comeback happen. But yeah, that fell a little bit short. So to try and pick up some of that pace that they were finding towards the end here in the opening moments of Dust 2 is exactly what they needed.
Well, I'm okay here, Dean. Wasn't that hot. We're A-okay. But I guess I don't get to make fun of players for spilling drinks and causing tech pauses anymore.
True, I can because I didn't do that. Although I did once spill tea in my PC, so maybe I should shut up too.
That's a bold move. That's a bold strategy.
It still works. It still works.
Bold moves. The Scout connects again. Searson, master of the Scout here on Dust 2. Just found a body. And a half of rock. That's just gotten up top, though. Okay, there we go. Out the catwalk. It will take Searson out of place. And now they're stuck in towards long. This is all they've got showing for it. And there's a lot of bodies moving into the angle. Antares traces the tracers back through. Finds the source of the damage. What are they doing? Trying to do further damage. They've lost Frozen down below. They've got Beamus towards Gandalf. He's been hidden here. They don't realize he's here. Damage done. Brings it down to a 2v3. A flank is coming around from Tabson, but it's going to be a long time in the works. That's what the smoke is for. Just to buy time. And to elevate above it. But this is what it's all about. This Tabson now coming around on the flank. There's going to be the kills. Never mind. Beamus collects this. He's down to 3 from Gandalf, and he shall not pass.
He done a lot though, considering he was just trapped in Gandalf the entire time, getting even 2 kills from it. Makes it a somewhat costly round at the very least for Big. A bit of reinvestment has to come true onto 3 of those players. But obviously they can make some of that money back coming into this round where there isn't going to be the same level of resistance from Mousesports. Although Beamaz is able to reinvest that money that he earned back into a Deagle. $100 on top of it, of course. A bit of an haystack. They do get the smoke down at least, so obviously that info isn't obtained on the cross for Big. So we'll see how this actually works out now for them. Having drops up close on mid as well. He'll have actually heard them already moving up short. And they hear the push out through long. So it's like trying to take the off the back of a flash. Problem was, Tizian was still playing passively. Keto had just crossed over to blue, so he was covered off from the flash as well. And they clean it up with 0 casualties. That's a good recovery from the last round for Big.
Certainly. Money made now. Money in the bank. Cash for the future. They've invested in bonds. Safe, secure. They're not making any of these risky, crazy investments. No Dogecoin for Big. No diamonds handsing it. Can't believe that Dogecoin is a viable speculative investment. It was a joke.
Like, I think someone called you Stuart Little, and I love it.
Stuart, okay, I actually did see that, and I think they mean the kid.
The kid, yeah, I know what they mean.
Stuart Little's the mouse, guys. It's not the kid.
I don't remember the kid's name though, so
no clue.
His comment.
I'm not a mouse, but I do actually get the comparison to the kid. It's kind of
yeah.
I'm not mad about that. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's the baby face I shaved last night.
At least you've got eyebrows and hair. That's not always guaranteed.
I tell you what, I look a lot less cute when I don't have hair.
Oh, nice shot by Keto. I've seen him pop off on Dust 2 many times as well.
Ooh.
Not this time. And yeah, good trade by Tabson, so they should have A. I mean, there's no kit right now. Do Mousesports even want to attempt the retake?
Doesn't look like it. Based on their positioning, you already see a player going back to clear the flank. And yeah, they're backing off. They don't want this. They don't want this heat. They don't want this smoke. So Big's going to climb to the 4-0 without much contest.
I don't think we'll see much of a hunt either coming in, to be fair. So I don't think they'll risk losing these 2 weapons. Well, maybe. I mean, you see Tizian actually backing up. He's only got a Galil, so I suppose if he wanted to, he could try and hunt these down, but it's not too worthwhile. Big are still only going up 4-0. Being behind by a map as well, it's nice to just get as much security into as much of a secure buy rather left in that bank as possible. Although, there we go. We're seeing a bit of a push, as I said, from Tizian. Only one willing to actually potentially risk his weapon. Even then, though, not really too pushed, I suppose, to go forward. Spams a few shots, lets them carry over the guns, just put a little bit of fear into them. That was it. 4-0 though. The investment not quite coming, I don't believe, around it. Maybe. I mean, Frozen's only got $400. Rops is fully bought in as well. So yeah, they are going to go ahead and pull out whatever they can. No op available. Scout on A-core. I guess that's just the main weakness. Other than that, it actually looks pretty good.
helps. But have his hands frozen. Take it first, not the second. A bit more than he could chew, but here comes Frozen. Back on the angle, only one and done. And again, this is not a very favorable retake scenario. Trying to collect them as they move across, that would have been nice. Not going to happen. We'll drop the bomb. With the damage done, he might be coaxed in. It looks like Dexter wants to move for it. He's going to get the kill. There we go. Both remaining players are funneled in towards the tunnels, and Dexter can find that rather quickly. He's got the kills. It's all on to Searson now. A 1v2, and his health's not looking grand. But he does have the op. He is out in the open. He's been spotted. He's been dropped. Acor's got it. That's going to be the round. Mousesports finally on the board. Op retrieved as well. Some upgrades available for them. And they've done enough. It was not easy by any measure, but at least they finally cracked onto the scoreboard.
Seems like we always have teams waking up with these weaker buys. Well, it wasn't even. It was obviously the full investment in, but still. It's not quite the same as, I suppose, the pistols being what brings you alive, but still, it gives them a really good position. Still a buy, though.
Sometimes in some of those rounds, we have a little bit of limitation. There's almost that psychological factor of not expecting to win as much, so not putting much pressure on yourself. Maybe
I'm just willing to take more risks in general. Exactly, yeah.
Works out.
Really long control. Not quite the push out. It was more so Searson, I guess, looking to take the peak off of the spawn that he had, but he's not given any chances. Backs out, and, well, it's looking more like a standard default as you'd expect. They'll move probably towards short, try and pressure around mid a little bit. And Rups is pretty aggressive up close on the doors. Molly down could be a big issue, yeah. Thrown over the top, he will escape away before that spam comes in, so it's not going to be too much of an issue for him. But it is allowing Big to slowly start pushing them back, as I said, as they move towards that short control. And just pressuring everywhere in general is keeping these two players heavily committed to long.
They're going to have to get past Acor, though. It's a big problem here. It's just chilling out by the ramp, not even flinching. Flash comes over, it's like, that's fine. Some fake utility thrown for long, but of course players would be on it, so they're not going to worry about it. In fact, they're actually just going to hold here. Smokes are thrown for a bit of a lurk out. Flashes again, but they're not moving just yet. Trying to go for the drop over. Acor decides to pull the trigger, sees the utility, I think, coming out of the smoke, recognizes the position, so he gets one. He's back over towards Goose. He's committed. He's going to take a second, but that's all she wrote. Still, might set up his teammates here for the retake, or to even prevent the bomb from going down. Keto being whittled down. A drop down for Searson. They can't chamber another round, and as close can be. But the round's still taken, still secured for Mousesports.
Again, as we said, never wanting to make it easy for themselves. But it is the round, and it should finally be an eco now being forced out of Big. They can get a couple pistols. It's not like they're in a double eco. They do have some money there in the reserve. So they can get some investment, keep the damage on, keep the economy modest for Mousesports. And I guess Mousesports, realizing that, actually decide they're going to have a bit of a chat right now. Perhaps not sure of what they're to expect to come up either. Having a little bit of a read. What should their money be like? What are we expecting to be facing off against now? And they'll find out pretty soon anyway that it's not too much. Again, though, we've seen already what the pistols can do. We were almost counting them out for a few moments back on Nuke, and it ended up being obviously what let Mousesports then take the win, as they tied things back up and then didn't lose another round afterwards. But here we go, we're getting back into it. A couple of MP9s, so maybe with that they are aware of the slightly weaker buy, but I think that was also just because of the money limitation. But we mentioned D2 always has this risk. It's not an easy map to pick and confirm that you win every single time, unless you're just so much better individually than your opponents.
True. True. The other thing could be stylistically is well, the beam as right now he's stylistically going to dominate 3 of those kills. Dexter wants a little piece of the pie, but it's going to be Bemis to step away with a 4K. Stacking the numbers up early here on Dust 2. Off of that one, he leads the board for his team now. Not on the server. Searson, of course, holds that honor. That's what we expect from Searson on Dust 2. But it does mean that Big swept out of that round. Not really going to have a lot to work with in this following round. Certainly a bit more. Should be some guns down on the dirt. They are going to invest in here, and there's a timeout called for them to figure things out, figure out what they want to do. this. A little bit of capital is built up for the CT side. They should have one bank in the bank. One round in the bank. Bank in the bank. Money in the bank?
A bank in your bank would mean you'd be incredibly rich.
Bankola. You know, if
A bank of banks.
if Banks ever decides he wants to get out of the hosting gig, I think he should found a bank. Banks' bank.
Banks bank, yeah.
Banks bank.
That'd be a good one. Would it be like placed on a bank of a river or something?
Bank your bank on the Banks bank. If you ever
We're going
discovered a
crazy
river,
in
it could
the
be the
pause.
Banks bank.
All right, come on. You're driving me crazy here, Mike. We need to get back into the game. Yeah, it's been 3 in a row for Mouse, but they're still stuck onto the 2 MP9s. That's unfortunate, and it's not like it's really a bonus round because Acor hasn't built up as much money as he'd hoped to, with that op obviously coming out. Early long control, though. This isn't something we've seen in a few rounds for Big. They were slowed down previously by mollies. They were challenged by multiple players. This time, that's not the case. Instead, there was a bit of a push-up on short. Acor had been boosted to see if he could find the pick around mid. It hasn't come his way. And with also Tunnel's aggression coming in, all of this info should be found for Mouse. The problem is, if Big commit quick enough, then it may not matter.
Yeah, the trick is how do you fight for this? Right, the op can come back around from Catwalk. It's just in kind of a rough spot. Really going to do this with the MP9? Yes, he is! Oh, never mind. Yes, he is. 2 kills for Dexter. Didn't trust him with the MP9, but made a fool of me. And now they're hemmed up. They don't have the utility for this. They're trying to get the fight. They're trying to get the long-range fight while they're taking out Dexter. Now the op's in position. Now what are they going to do? This bomb is down. They have to retrieve it. Tabson gets that, but they're bailing out. They're bailing out. They're backing out. Do they have any smokes remaining? No, they do not. They're just going to have to fight it. They're just going to have to fight it. Couple flashes. They're trying to run boost. Wow, if that op comes around the angle, the run boost isn't going to do you much good. Flashes. There's the clear. Acor trying to shoot Skeet here. But instead it's Tabson to connect. And suddenly what was looking very rough is oh so good. Oh so sweet. Rops alone against 3. Bomb going down. Big have somehow bailed themselves out of a very rough spot. Stuck out towards long without the utility to clear. What a good maneuver from the German squad. I mean, really brilliant.
As I'd mentioned, even though there was a couple weaker weapons for Mousesports, it's not like they were looking at the bonus round. So Rops is forced even into saving just an MP9. I think he'd love a weapon if someone was to be stupid enough to come through the CT spawn right now, but that's not going to happen. I guess the hope is that maybe one will be blown back in his direction once that bomb goes off, and it's actually pretty likely. I do believe there's at least one down in the spawn. Obviously, Big won't be able to stick around to hang on to it. So, yeah, carry that over. They can drop Acor, then they should be fine. Is the op here, I guess, would be the main question. That's an M4. Like, at least one thing to confirm. And, oh, he just about makes it across the angle before Searson finds him. 5-3. Big have bounced back with a round now, finally. It had been 3 in a row for Mousesports. And one more for Big would break them down and let Big really start building up this early T-side control for themselves, as we said, can be possible.
The thing is, though, you're talking about some concerns. Saving that 1 M4 does away with any money concerns. Dexter has a gun, right? Where's Dexter's gun? Dexter doesn't have a gun?
Did he forget it?
He forgot to buy a gun.
He has 3100. Yeah, he just forgot to buy it. That was literally it. He has 1 second to get back. Has he made it? No.
Nope.
He didn't even notice. He's still on the long corner with a USB. What's he holding? To not
I think
notice
he
he
knows
didn't have a
now.
gun
I
up
think
until that point.
maybe there's a gun down for him.
No, I don't think so. Because
He's
he's the
playing with
perfect amount to
USB.
buy a gun, so I think he done the maths, got his nades that he could afford, and then just didn't press the button for the M4.
Well, we'll see if it comes back to bite him, or maybe he can just pick up one of his teammates. Or maybe one of his teammates will just kill everybody. That'd be the best result for him.
Free weapon then. A lot of knives being heard around short there with the scope. Keto gonna creep out and see you, Robs.
Yeah, that gun's not exactly retrievable for Dexter either. Big trouble now. The mid-split's been lost. That shouldn't come back in towards B, which means pressure onto Frozen. He's got no support whatsoever. I say that actually Dexter might be able to get this gun. Which is kind of crazy to think about. Here it's going to come through, and Frozen, well, he'll only find one. The USP for Dexter, not the gun for that retake, and now it's just down to one lonely Bemis, man. Might be able to catch Searson, and that would net him an op to save. But Searson's being rather tricky, rather cautious about it. Yeah, coming around, there we go. Shots to the dome. There is another player back in towards spawn, though, and Tabson's just going to hold this. Shots to the back of the head. There we go. Secured, found, 6 rounds on the board for Big. They're looking very good here on this T side.
Indeed, and that's what we needed. Started off much slower on Nuke, and although they did kind of get going, it was just a little bit too late. Well, not even. I guess there was still that moment where they were about to take the lead, and then yeah, things happened. Don't want to mention such things because it does get tilted. But maybe we could see such things happen again here, perhaps for Mousesports. That would be a big find. Naden, no, not gonna do too much damage, I don't believe. No, it actually did catch Tizian in the background. Sorry, it managed to beat the timing, and with that, even catches Dexter fading back around into the CT spawn. So a good kill. Haven't lost full on control as well. Those pistol players just push up towards short so they can hold on to at least one area of this bomb site, or one area to be able to put in a bit of a hold from. Problem is, with just pistols, there really shouldn't be too much hope, even if they can get this stack in place. Couple of kills, I guess that'd be the main goal. Big's economy isn't in that great of a spot by now, only having obviously taken a couple rounds. They have no control elsewhere, so see how cautious they have to be even if flanks coming in.
So quick. It's just so damn quick. A hint of a leg, a flash of a leg, and Searson's all over it. Beamus. Try and set that up for a massive Beamus play, but nope, not going to happen this time. Small percentage chance that Mousesports will be able to do much of anything here. There is a flank from Frozen, and there's a dead Frozen, and there's a dead round for Mousesports. Big. Up 4 rounds. Firmly in the lead, building that bank. Now they've got cash to battle through the end of the half, just about. And we are going to have another investment here for Mousesports, but they're running out of opportunities here. We are 10 rounds in. Round 11 coming up on the ticker. Double up is going to be the answer here. We saw Rops break that out for Nuke Nuke ramp control, sorry, from the CT side. Seems like he's going to be bringing it over to B in this particular round. Ooh, some faster play from Big. This might actually work out. No, they're not going to go out just yet. They did show face, though, and Zantares might just find his way right through middle. Oh, he's gained a lot of ground.
Yeah, needs to be careful, though, because the op was posted up from the window. Emphasis on was, because Rops has actually moved his attention now over towards the tunnels again. And, well, there's a lot of time, so this could really still be taken anywhere by Big. But as you said, Zantares being out on mid, this may not be expected. It cuts off anyone from being able to freely rotate over towards B or back from B over towards A. So we'll see exactly how this is utilized. And I think they do want to actually move in through mid completely. And Dexter wants to beat. Nearly had a chance to line up multiple players right there. Didn't want to stick around, though, and risk going down. Instead, it nades to try and delay the push. And Smoke initially a bit awkward, does bounce back and finally extinguish the flames. But Big, they're not moving too quickly with this. They're actually putting pretty much all of their attention back into tunnels and just leaving the one lurker. And that's Saracen.
Here's the hit coming in. 2 players in. They better get these kills quick, and they're going to get none. Okay, round's over. Pack it up. Go home, boys. Saracen even got 1 extra kill in towards mid just to make it even worse. It's not like they would have retake with 3. But as it is, these 2 players have to save. 100%. Zero thought can even enter their mind about fighting for this. Meanwhile, Big, it's a little bit to confirm no retake. Foolhardy retake is going to come through. Well, they're coming to hunting. A hunting party has been formed, and they are hungry. Beamus, how many can you take down before it gets overwhelmed? First, Beamus.
Oh,
Okay.
did he dink Saracen slightly? Yeah, he done like very little damage, but I think it was towards the head even. Yeah, that scared them away. He should be fine. As you said, Beamaz, they were hungry, but he didn't feel too edible. He wanted to instead just keep his gun. Drops 1 M4. I was actually kind of curious about whether they'd even bother going for the full force around it, but they do. Dexter, I think, will be left on a weaker weapon. Yeah, not too big of a deal. At least he has a gun this time. That's a positive, Mike. 8-3 though. Big are really taking themselves the control. As I said, it is a possibility here early on, especially on the CT side of your economy. It's just constantly back and forth like this, where you're not able to get the most consistent of buys. As we said, it can be tough to really get things going. Then Acor pushed up on short again, on his own for now. He is Dexter supporting, but it wasn't for a boost or anything in towards the lower tunnel, which is what maybe would have found the early pick. They might try it even a little bit later, I believe. Lots of knives being made, so I'm curious how long he wants to stick around. Well, until he gets something, it seems.
It does seem to be the case. going to get something. There's the shot hit. Barely any damage taken back in turn. He's going to stick around. Molly to secure it. Might want to reposition. Now it does. Nicely done, though, for Acor. Problem is the pressure's now going to come in towards mid, and that is, again, a point from Mousesports. Really struggled to hang on to this, but Acor's going to hit one more in towards mid. It's distracted, though, pulled back, and able to reposition at A before the pressure comes in. He did lose his teammate on Catwalk. That's Dexter out of play. So more pressure onto the offer, but as we've seen so far, he tends to rise to that particular occasion. Acor burning, Acor netting another kill. One after another, he is knocking down all the pins as they come. His fourth, potentially on pace for the ace. It's all down to Tizian now. Tizian will want to recover that bomb, will want to try and do what damage he can as well to this economy going forward. Goes to Galil. To make some of these fights a bit trickier, especially as he gets dinked. We'll let Acor chase it. Now it's frozen with a nade. Lobs it right into Tizian's face, and that'll finish him off. Mousesports have found their fourth round, a round they desperately needed off the back of some heroic opping from Acor.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic work. You need him showing up right now and be able to actually match up against, of course, the presence of Cirrus, and he's 16-6, having a fantastic time. One thing I want to quickly touch on is the other game that's currently going on. FunPlus Phoenix have taken the first map there against G2, 16-6. It was trained, to be fair, so not a great map for G2, pretty good one for FunPlus Phoenix. And there's also Mirage coming up next, which we've seen FBX struggle on, but that's a pretty impressive result either way. Well, here we go. We've got to focus on our own game for now, but I figured an update for anyone who doesn't have their two screens up watching both would be worthwhile. And yeah, the slower default. Nothing crazy. We're never going to have anything too special happen, and maybe quicker long control or short every now and again. Most of the time, though, this default will just come true. And Dexter, he wants to aggress. We've seen the op in the previous round have success in this area. And while Dexter will be good to go ahead and find one kill again, instantly realizes, cool, we can just fall back. We can sit with this man advantage now. We don't need to keep forcing the issue. It's Big instead who feel the pressure to make a play happen. And that might force them into the off crosshair of Acor. And while it does, with a little bit of a jump bait, I suppose, right there, they don't manage to get anything else from it. Bait out the shot, force him to drop back down into the CT spawn, and give some good control at least to Big. But I mean, Santares is also low. Did that up shot land? Am I going mad? I thought it didn't.
I don't think so.
I didn't look at the health. I just thought it didn't look like it landed when I was watching. Maybe I was wrong. Either way, Santares is tagged pretty heavily. I think our producer said the leg did hit. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. It's the right amount of damage. Oh, that molly rather forcing these players forward. Demaz needs to make sure he finds the frags, and well, he will get one and a ton of damage on Tabson, which is then slightly overkilled by the op of Acor. Oh, this flag, they have no idea.
The bomb still survives, but now can't play it safe. Can't play it with any degree of comfort. He's going to go forward to have a fight. He knows he needs one. Can't quite hit the second shot. Now they're jumping. Pogo sticking to make his life uncomfortable, and Rops will be able to finish it off from the ramp. There we go. Fifth round found for Mousesports as they're battling back into this game. Rounding these rounds back and forth, making them something out of what was looking to be nothing. I mean, this is quite the response now. It's what? We've had, I guess it's only been 2 rounds in a row. Never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Felt like it had been more.
It's not bad, though, because they've been pretty solid rounds as well, pretty solid performances, and obviously the initial rounds that went the way of Mousesports were not quite as convincing, so I like what we're seeing now. It is definitely looking a bit better. They're coming towards a position where 1 round even more on the CT side gives them a decent half, and anything on top of that, if they can get 7 especially, then they're pretty on par with Big. I would say that would be a half they can be very happy with. Acor only having the tips of the heads to shoot at, not ideal when you're on the AWP, or really any weapon in general, especially if there's multiple peeking, so he tosses the nade, gets back out of there, and, well, yeah, early short control, but very quickly transition back into mid. The flash blinds the Rops and he can't escape. He's going to be frozen now, who has to hold strong on this B bomb site, and he's managing to make it work. 3 kills to his name. He abandons B because he knows with his low health there's no point sticking around. Instead, keep these advantages for the retake. And, well, they have bomb. I didn't even realize it's outside the door.
Yeah, they've got bomb. Full control, so he's just going to sit on that. Santares all alone. He's found the first, but at the cost of half of his health. Well, place to pay. We will have to see. Careful on the timing on those reloads on Santares. 9 bullets remaining. Go for the peek, but there's an op locked on. He should be dead. And indeed he is. Acor just waiting for enough of a shoulder to secure the shot, and there it is. 6th round found for Mousesports. 1 more in the half. Quite the recovery here. Can Big manage to take this last one through, or are they going to see this start to slip away? An 8-round T side, not the greatest showing for Dust 2.
It's not bad, but yeah, as you said, they would have been looking for a bit more. If it was a back and forth half where it was super scrappy and no team was really able to get any sort of momentum going, then yeah, I'd say they'd be really happy with it. But the fact that they had an 8-4 lead at one point, a little bit more on top of it would have been kind of the icing on the cake. But they could definitely make do. They would like more though. So as we said, they definitely still have a shot here, despite this being a much weaker buy with only one rifle. They have a lot of nades though, and Rops is going aggressive. If they can punish this initial peak, and an op, I was going to say potentially be stolen away, but no. Drops the molly just in time as well. Keto will beat it, but it was heard. The flames had burned away and given plenty of audio warning over towards that player. Where did Rops peak? I'm not too sure what the plan was there. He's just given a chance to Big to fight back into this round, and Xantares has snatched it up.
That was a huge blunder. To chase in with an eagle for the 3rd kill. Now there's a bomb planted. And they have to play a retake, and I don't care what kind of numbers you have, this B-side retake is never an appetizing prospect. Now they've got 2 rifles to play with as well. 2 AKs down. Trying to flash over, trying to make this happen. Dex good clear on the initials. Antares has 1, but no help. And they're already in the safe. He doesn't realize it. He's not ready for it. There's no way he's going to survive. So, okay, no harm, no foul. Defuse on 7th round secured for Mousesports, and a tremendous 7th round at that. This half as close as it can be. When we come back, we see if Big can secure this map or if Mousesports are going to walk away with the series win. And we're back. Half number 2 underway. Big Clan maybe a little bit hot under the collar, a little bit nervous that they let Mousesports that far back in. They're looking good in the first half, and then suddenly substantially less good here, Dean.
Yeah, I mean, you'd normally say it's still a good half, but just the fact that they're down by a map and that they had got such an opportunity to really just start running away with the game and kind of let it go a little bit, slightly worrying maybe. But again, their map choice, they should be more comfortable here. And going on to the CT side now, if they pick up the pistol round especially, they'll be in a pretty strong position. Although we are seeing a straight-up pause, I believe a technical one. We have the white pause picture, the neutral one. As you said,
Always
that's the way
fun.
we can tell.
Coming right out of a half. Always a good sign.
It's given, I guess, plenty of time for both teams to discuss what way they want to approach this pistol and maybe swap things up, but I would imagine they probably have game plans already in mind, so I don't think we'll see too much really being done in terms of crazy stuff that wasn't initially planned. I'm wondering what the issue is, though, because you've a couple of players on both sides that are yet to buy anything.
Apparently, Bemus has some loss going on, so maybe a disconnect,
Yeah.
reconnect on the cards, something of that nature.
Super crucial game. No point going on with loss. Get it fixed up.
Certainly. He's having a good game as well. Second on his team scoreboard, 13-8. 13-3-8. If he had one fewer death, he'd be feeling elite.
Needed performance from him as well after having a really tough time on Nuke. At least initially, he picked it up towards the end, as we said, as the map went on. So definitely has found his footing in this matchup. Oh, I heard typing there. That normally means that we might be lucky. That could have been the ready up to get going again.
Could have been. Or it could be, how long is it going to take? I don't know, man.
I don't know, yeah.
You never know. Once this guy twitches, once Bemus twitches, then we'll know. Then we're good.
I think he's probably restarted his router by now, probably to get rid of the loss. So we'll likely see him time out at some point.
He's got the little skull gloves.
Is this our first proper... I don't think we've had any long technical pauses anyway. Normally they were quick fixes. Even when the drink was spilled, which is normally the worst one, because that usually takes at least a few minutes to fix up.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. It was pretty quick.
Probably just spilled on his trousers or something, not on keyboard, mouse pad, something that obviously
straight in the
takes a while to
keyboard, on the
replace.
monitor, in the PC, your mouse is
Bit
not
of everything.
sticky, all the problems in the world.
That last one was already an issue, no?
Hey.
As you said, AA, my light just went like really bright. That was weird.
Perfectly timed. Your light
Yeah.
got the joke at the same time I did.
It did.
Took a minute here.
Did to remember what you said and what order? I think we're just going mad with the pause now. That's all it is.
It's been a long day.
BMS still hasn't timed out. Well, yeah, this is our third best of 3. It's also Mousesports' third best of 3, and they're not done after this. I think they have another game in a different tournament, so they're crazy. Don't know what they're doing to themselves. Staying incredibly active. I mean, I guess that's pretty good. It's letting them try things out, and so far they've been shown as a pretty good performance, we've got to say.
I mean, there's sort of two minds, right? There's the, okay, well, there's so much available tournament play, we might as well play all these tournament plays, and then you almost treat some of the events as practice, right? There's some that you prioritize more.
Yeah.
And then there's some that are a little bit more of a cracky. And then it's like, instead of scrimming, you just play a million officials. But the flip side is, a million officials take a lot more concentration than your average scrim. So maybe there comes a time where you need to chill out.
Oh, you definitely start burning out. How would they even get time for dinner? Like, we haven't had time for dinner. I think you got a snack into you.
I will.
You did manage?
In between two of the maps, like 10 minutes, just devoured my lunch.
Yeah. I tried that yesterday. I figured I'll just wait it out.
The trick is to have like something on hand that's very calorie rich that you can eat quickly, like trail mix or crazy snack bars. Oh, okay. I think we're good.
Going? You might be. You can stop podcasting or whatever the hell we were doing. Here we go.
I hope so. Ticker just went in Discord.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should be
we're
getting
good.
away in a moment.
It's already removed. We're getting back into this. It's only the pistol round, guys. We might have forgot what exactly was coming up after that pause. But of course, we had came out of the halftime break right onto the technical issue. So it was unfortunate. It made it feel like a much longer pause than it actually was. But we're into it now. We're getting live with the action resuming. Dexter being the man who picks up utility for Mousesports, is smoking a flash. And I believe he is currently over towards long. No, yeah, he's actually holding outside of long. And there's a player who's pushed up mid. Do they have any idea? It looks like they're being slightly cautious at the least. But Saracen's walking through suicide right now and may have this flank on.
Uh-oh. There's no way they expect this. It's so quick into the round. What is this? He's found one. He's found the bomb. Oh, no. Saracen has done so much into this round. There's just... this is going to be very tough to recover. They got the space in towards mid. Maybe Frozen might be able to recover the bomb, but even if he does, where does he go with it? Searson still being a nuisance back in towards the bomb until they get rid of him. They can't really do much. B-Mus will collect one, and there we go. Okay. Searson down for the count. Somehow back to a 2v2. I don't know how they've gotten this back all the way. But now they've actually got the advantage. Okay, so all of Searson's work may be for naught, because he's the only player on his team who's been able to net a kill. He completely disrupted their entire standard of play, but now it's going to come down to Xantares to clutch. Unfortunately for him, they're coming in the right direction. Be able to catch them while one player's got the bomb in hand. There's the spot. There's the shot. He goes for the jump. Low percentage, but he tries for it. He's going to be able to reposition back towards the ramp. Frozen. Putting this bomb down to dirt. Trying for the pogo shot again. This time it's not going to work. He's not Cooley. It's not going to happen here. Frozen. Popping. Bobbing. Diving and weaving. But can Xantares connect to one shot? That's all he needs. 4 more bullets. There's a kill coming through right at the tail end just to make it exciting. Just to make it fun for you folks.
Why are you lying though, Mike? That took him 2 shots. Ding through the box. It was a bit unfortunate, but well, it didn't matter because he instantly followed up with another one to the head. Yeah, Xantares made it work. The pogo shots, is that what you were calling them? Also, did you say, what did you call them? Is it not Kukli?
Kukli? Cooley?
I think you said Cooley. I don't know if I've heard that one before. It's peculiar.
I didn't cast before he was banned, so I never.
So bad. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
It's KQLY, right?
Yeah.
Never tried to wrap my head around that one.
Yeah, I think he was banned not long after I got into the game, so I never really watched too much of him playing. There'll probably be some people who don't even recognize the name by this point, I'd imagine.
Stories have been passed down through the aeons. Stories of the Frozen Hero AK. Mousesports creeping on with this Hero AK. Oh, that nade. Oh, that nade. Oh, that nade. No, still does quite a bit. Never mind, it's mostly Keto who does quite a bit. That's a big kill. Can Keto get one more? He can. Money made for Keto. 1,800 in his pockets. See if they can get a bomb plant out of this work spot. Yeah, they should be able to. One player has the rifle as well, so Rop's gonna police the line. They actually both got rifles. Problem is, Dexter doesn't have any armor. More of a nuisance. Catches that nade on the forehead, bouncing it like a seal in a circus, bouncing a ball. This one a little more destructive. It's gonna be up to Rops. Rops has to go ham here. Has to be the man. And he's gonna get one, but the aim's not great. Dexter brings it down to a 1v1. He's got it! No! Out of bullets! Out of bullets at the worst possible moment. Not enough in the magazine. That would have finished him off. But as it is, Tizian is able to escape the last possible second with a defuse to boot. That's double digits found for Big. Oh no, Mousesports.
That was heartbreaking. I honestly still thought he had it once he swapped over to the P250, but no, an incredibly quick scout shot being landed. Big head up 10-7. And, well, yeah, that one didn't work out too well for Mousesports. They're going to come right back in with another 4 spy. 1 AK, sorry, 3 AKs. Yeah, never mind, it's actually pretty damn good. They have an op even on A-core, and then 1 MAC 10, which allows for an extra few nades to be brought into play as well that wouldn't be there otherwise. So, let's see what's possible. A little bit of damage actually done in favor of the CTs even. Or didn't land that up shot, and again the aggression up mid. It was Harrison previously who went for it. This time it's going to be Tabson, and long range MP9 actually finds success against Beamaz. Keto drops Rops, and well, it looks like Big are starting to take some control in this round for themselves. Obviously, as I said, Tabson dies to slightly jinx it. They do still have a man advantage.
Main control though could be huge. They want to pincer in. Frozen spotter. They're just gonna. Oh, Dexter has been able to walk out here. And the problem is that op is peering in towards mid scout, so they might call this clear. There's one. Dexter only gets the one, but that means there's only one guy on site. That kill is huge. Frozen has it. Now a 2v2 with B site control. This bomb's going down. Oh man. Dexter may have just been the piece that wins them this round. It's certainly going to get them a bomb plant from the op and the rifle. Now bunched up in the corner. There's the kill for A-Core. Op versus Scout. Op comes out on top. Plays almost exactly like the last round, except this time it's an op on the other side, and that's going to be the round for Mousesports. Only one survives, but it breaks the economy for Big, so it doesn't matter in that regard. They're going to be able to get something up here, and that's enough.
Yeah, it will be, especially since we're not seeing any Oh, no, maybe we are seeing investment from Big. I thought they were just going to go for the eco. It looks like some of them were considering it. No, Santaris pulls out the scout to Searson in the end. I don't think he's even taking a pistol or throw him. Will eventually get a deagle, but that peek was so late then coming in from Searson that Acor is ready for it. So an opening kill again goes in favor of Mousesports. And with the weaponry being incredibly limited, the kill also being incredibly limited for Big, I do not expect them to struggle with this round anymore. And another tag even from Acor. Looks like he's warming up a small bit on the off, which was needed. He said Searson was popping off throughout that entire first half. So to have someone to be able to actually challenge him now on the AWP is crucial. It's not crucial. He doesn't play for these guys. I don't know who he plays for now, actually. I forget.
It was,
No. I'm going mad.
He was on... Oh, God. You're wrinkling my brain now.
I'm looking up. Yeah, does he still play for Endpoint?
He does.
Yeah.
You made me doubt that myself.
I did as well. I said it, but then I was like, does he? I was forgetting somehow. He's been with them for a pretty long time now. I can probably...
Hot minute. He's the last non-UK guy.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, they've gone for UK now.
Oh, Santaris only a... Well, that was a good shot, but he was alone, so unfortunate. If he had a teammate there even to take some attention, then perhaps there could have been a solid hold. I mean, yeah, try and save these two weapons, I guess, at this point if you can. If they could have isolated Acor in the spawn and stolen the knock, would have been amazing, but they're a little bit late coming around, sadly. Oh, but he's coming back.
Long range, that Acor has the best gun skin, the best op skin.
Oh, because he has paw. You said you like it, yeah. That is paw, right?
It's the move.
Yeah.
Man knows what he's about.
Only 3 letters needed to name it as well.
It's a man of culture.
That's efficiency right there. On naming, do you get me? Op, paw. 3 letters, real easy to type.
Yeah, for both ones. You can just keep your... Wait. No, you do need both hands. Unless you got freakishly long piano fingers. You know, I guess I could do it with one hand. I can put my pinky on the A, ring finger on the W, and thumb on the P, but it is far from comfortable.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't sound like it would be great for your wrists or whatever.
Little better if I do it with my right hand. Pinky on the... No, I can't do that. Yeah, it's got to be left hand with that kind of...
I love that I'm making you do stupid stuff.
Claw grip. This is what happens. This is what happens in hour 10? 10 of a broadcast? Where are we at?
I have no idea. Normally I can just look at OBS and it tells me how long I've been live for, but I'm not on the production today.
7:30 was the first map?
So handy. I don't know. That's your time. Different time zones. Early long control though. No one challenging for Big. They've stacked around mid, and with the little bit they saved, it's understandable that they just want to try and gamble somewhere together. Yeah, probably about there, to be fair. They're right. Again though, mid aggression coming in. There is at least some caution being had, I believe, by Frozen, but he seems to think they already could have been in suicide, so he was initially looking elsewhere. Thankfully flicks back just in time to catch Tabson, and well, with the smokes going down now on this cross, Mousesports should not struggle to get on towards A. But they are taking their time, so it's given an opportunity for Big to maybe get tricky with this and rotate in. Oh.
A little careful here. Don't want to get caught with the PT-50 right around the corner. Frozen, looking for the spike. Kind of give up an AK, be a bit isolated. Now he's going to back out. Searson connects one with the scout. It's getting interesting. Hot and heavy towards the site. He has to be doing Gandalf. Did they expect it? They mollied for it, so he should be dead. He's not dead yet. Now he's dead. Okay, took a little bit too long. But that's okay! Because at this point, what do you have? Frontiers with the lead. And a dead Searson. Tied scoreline here. It'll be 10-10. Nothing Zantares can do about this. There's a radio station in the New York area that does traffic and weather. So now you got 10-10 wins. Zantares might get himself a little bit of an AK prize here. I think he's going to get away. Yeah, he's going to have it.
Should do.
Okay, well that's nice.
Oh, I don't think that was helping him as much as he thought it would. He didn't actually put his head down. So
yeah,
it's like, I'll go really slow across this.
It would have helped him if he hadn't then also peeked up at the end of it. Like,
yeah, true. He will save it over either way. They were actually trying to hunt somewhat, I think, but maybe more so just getting themselves to safety as well. They're towards top mid. Either way, as you said, we are tied up at 10-10. Can't comment on the radio station. Don't get it here in
I just
Ireland.
remember we would always listen to
Wouldn't
it
be too useful.
to get the traffic going to on the way to my grandparents. Back in the days when people actually listened to the radio for information as opposed to just, pulling it up on their phone.
Yeah, true. Before all that stuff was so easily accessible. But, yeah, 10-10. We're tied up. I don't know. It seems like early on in both halves, Big are able to find some control, but as soon as Mousesports get going, Big struggle rather to really stop them. I struggle with words also.
Don't we all? Don't we all? Keto's tagged up. Keto should start a brand of chips. Keto-ritos.
What? Are you okay, Mike?
I'm losing it, man. I'm losing it. I don't know why in particular I'm losing it on this map, but we'll see. Let's see if Teasing's about to lose his life. He's got a lot of support here. I think 2 players. Okay, here's the swing. It's a massacre. Searson hits 1. Does he drop? He doesn't even drop. Balls of steel on this man. He wants to peek back in. That was a mistake. Should have dropped. Oh, and the 3rd player is going to go down as well. So it's a banner day for Mousesports here. They're going to take the site. They're going to have the site. They're going to have the win. And they've even got Rops just chilling. Chilling in the tunnels. Ready? Finds the 1. Finds the 2. No, doesn't find the 2. Keto will be able to get an upgrade and at least probably maybe save this gun. Certainly can't win the round. Certainly can't take the lead back from Mousesports. And he's in even a pretty rough situation to save this because they're on the prowl. Bemis on his trail.
Yeah. Keto. Sitting with his new chips, apparently, that he's making.
Dude, tell me you wouldn't buy some Keto-ritos.
I would, but just because if they were Keto's brand, I'd get in there and support them for sure.
Yeah? You hear this now, Keto? Keto-ritos. That's your merch line. So, I mean, everyone makes merch. No one buys it. Keto-ritos, I'd buy it. Feels like every player's got their merch line. I'm not sure who's buying this stuff. But Keto-ritos, every lane we'd have.
I'm surprised he was given so much room to save there. I thought BMAS was almost certainly going to move in after taking the effort of pushing all the way around towards tunnels. But no, decides not to. They will allow the 1 gun to be carried over, but it doesn't quite fund a full buy for Big, and that's the issue. They realise that, they call in the pause. They'll probably decide on the half investment, which at that point is going to let Mousesports start to build up a really solid lead here on their T side. As we said, it can be hard to break that momentum once it really gets going. So what's the plan? Searson is just... Well, he slowed down since the halftime, but he has been having a pretty incredible game in general from that first half especially. Not getting the op out quite as often, of course, by how the economy has been going for them so far on the second half. And yeah, spend the excess cash, that's it.
Drain it. Keep going for the next round. Don't want to start to concede your ability to fight back at this point in time. Unless I have the money on Keto to pick up the AWP. Searson as well, I think we'll have it. So a double op could be in the next round. Regardless of what happens here. But let's see what's going to happen here. We're going to get some aggression. Keto and his Ritos. Whoa, they're pushed all the way through long. Look at this. Backing towards spawn with the rifle. Tons of information. You're going to have to hit on towards B's on Terra is deleted, though. And they just take the site. It won't matter what kind of flank they're on. And that's what's happening here. They're being ripped, asunder, torn apart. This bomb is going down, and the flank was a little bit too slow in developing. A-Core might get isolated. Never mind, unless you're A-Core. You can shots like that. He will get the 1 kill, but Keto at this point just has to save the op and get the heck out of dodge. There's no way he's winning this round. Mousesports take 12, and they will even try and hunt aggressively to take this big green gun out of his hands. Big green, it's actually sort of red and yellow.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It only works when it doesn't have a skin.
It's kind of German
big,
flag
red,
colors.
yellow, and gun. But no, he's gone.
He's
Doesn't
gone.
matter.
He's
Does
out.
it look like a bit like a German flag? I mean, it kind of has the same colors.
Yeah, I was just
my
looking at
screen's
it
very vibrant.
in context of, because he has a German flag up on his little profile.
It's a cool skin.
The
What's that called?
Wildfire, I think, right?
Wildfire? Okay, yeah. I don't follow skins enough anymore to know.
I'm not very good with it either. I'm just guessing here. If I'm wrong, sorry.
Double up on Big. Okay.
Yeah, I
Little
figured
bit of
that's what they were
switch
saving for. And with the 1 gun taken through, well, not taken through rather. Sorry, but reinvested into. And 1's gone. Wow, A-Core lightning fasting. I mean, geez, Louise. 10 seconds into the round and the man's dead. That's Searson.
Jesus, yeah, no, Searson, I don't know. This second half has just been a complete drop in form for him, and I guess just everyone in general. Mousesports have woken up big time, and well, I guess that's because they can. I didn't mean to do that. Again, I hate names that are like this. Stop using words that are common in sentences, please.
I think they're the only one that I'm
Berlin
okay with.
International Gaming. We're saying the full thing from now on.
There we go.
Smoke in.
Every time.
Shot by Keto. Will maybe find another as they move through, and they keep on facing. As does Keto. Eventually punished, so maybe a little bit greedy, but he's given them the advantage now for what will likely be a retake.
It has to be at this point. I don't think they can afford to let this one slip, even with the difficulties inherent in the B bomb site. Yeah, they're already here, right? They're already on point. This bomb's going to go down. They've thrown lurk smokes to get them a path out. Captain's going to walk through, but it's read by A-Core. Now the numbers are even. His teammates aren't with him, and another molly goes down. Locked out of the window, they have to come through the door. There's no presence in towards tunnels. Tizian's gonna be here as the smoke fade, but it's tracked by A-Core. Down to the 1v1, but what's that shot from Zantares? It's enough. Bemis cannot connect, and that will be big. Just about saving themselves. An op taken through, but it is going to be just on the slimmest of margins. So yes, they've got this round. Yes, they've closed the scoreline a little bit. But Dean, now this could be the riskiest round of the game for them.
Until the next risky round.
I mean, yes. But in this one, they've got no spare capital. They're betting the house on this. Their loss bonus is even taken a knockdown a little bit. And of course, Mousesports are coming right back in with a Fury. And they don't have the double up anymore, just the single, which means Keto, the man, the hero of last round, will not have the big green to play with.
Yeah, no pick this time either for the spawn of A-Core. It looked like he had a pretty good spawn, just wasn't able to actually catch it this time. The molly goes down to stop him from finding anyone. Even though there was a bit of a gap, so you've got to be pretty thankful that they didn't immediately re-peek until they put down the second Molotov as well. But yeah, denied the long control, with that instantly just kind of falling back into the standard default, move in towards the short control, and Bigger playing a fairly standard setup themselves. Other than keeping too committed to long, that's not quite as common. It puts a lot of trust on Sirison over towards the car to make sure that they don't lose the A-bomb site, of course. So we'll see exactly what the goal is going to be for Mousesports, because even though they do have short control right now, they've still nearly a minute. They could go back, they could push out mid, and they could just make this very difficult to read for Big. Yeah, definitely make a noise around mid at the very least.
This is ultimately going to rest on the shoulders of Sirison. Talked about it, he's been quieter, but this is the offers angle on Dust 2, right? Is as the plays that come off catwalk from car. What is this? His teammates threw a smoke for him to dip back into. That's really unusual. So they're just going to concede and play a 5-on-5 retake? That was a CT smoke that blocked him off. Yeah. You don't often see teams do that, limit their own offers angle in towards the fight, but he's going to play around the edge of the smoke. This is a creative way to use it. Tizian is now taking the ground. Want to battle back through. There's the first pin to fall. First domino down. Second as well. It's all falling apart here. And it's all going to be Keto. He's on a flank, but he's alone. He first, but no more. No money saved through. No guns saved through. Disaster scenario for Big here, as Mousesports are now just 3 rounds back from closing out this series and a